We're gonna bring you the power.
Start it up.
I have the
All that
power.
stuff.
Oh, that was scary. What the hell was that?
Gary.
That was
Gary, yeah, that was
me.
Gary.
Gary, destroyer of worlds, to be accurate.
Is this going? Because
I wouldn't know.
Huh?
Did you? I see it. Yay! Hi,
Are we
everybody.
on?
Yep.
yeah, we're on.
Shazam!
Boom.
Shazam. So I got to thinking, you know what?
You did. That's a switch. Go ahead.
I think that
Oh,
Adam.
now I'm mad.
Can you shut up so I can say
See,
something?
Steve, that's how you do it.
See, you told me to shut up, and then you told me to talk, and
I don't remember the tell you to talk part, but I remember the shut up part. I just thought we should make if Dell calls, we should make a. Isn't Dell calls? Isn't that like a GM parts? Never mind.
that's a different show.
So yeah. Well, he used to call this show. I thought we would do like a put in like a PSA in a popular show like Adam 12 and like have one about seatbelts. And it's like, what is it, Friday or whoever was riding in the passenger seat? It's like he's not wearing his seatbelt and they turn a corner and the door goes open and he falls out.
Ah.
I thought that would be funny and sad at the same time and scary, but funny. In fact, the guy who's driving probably laughs until he realizes he might be hurt, but you know.
Well, no,
Cars drive over
I'll
top
tell
of
you, cops don't usually wear their seatbelts.
Cops tell you what?
Cops generally don't wear seatbelts.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
they have to pull you over for it.
That's because their pants fit good. They
Have you
don't need them.
Oh, I was wondering. I asked that on a video the other day. I was watching a corrupt cop video, and I said, "Why are all cops fat anyway?"
Yeah.
And they are. It's like, what the hell?
Well, God's Chuck, he literally weighed 140 pounds before he got into the police force.
Well, I'm not, pointing at any single person. It just seems like the majority of them are like big as a Mack fucking truck,
If you're watching this, God's Chuck, I'm not saying you're fat, and we love you, but you're I don't think you're like 140 pounds anymore. Neither am I, to be fair.
I'm not either.
Has there ever been an armed robbery at a donut shop?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Bullshit. Because there's always cops there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, how are you going to rob the place if you don't have arms?
And Steve, they walk like an Egyptian.
Oh, all the cops in the donut shop. Yeah,
That was such a dumb song.
I love the song. So fuck. I'm sorry.
I like one song they did.
Steve Cost? Ooh.
Walk like an Egyptian.
What's the one song they do? Da, 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 da. I'm only bleeding or something.
Huh?
I'm only not breathing.
My Eternal Flame. I think that was Go Bangle Round.
Oh, I love that song, Eternal Flame.
That's who we're talking about, the bagels.
Which,
Yeah.
okay, I can never tell them apart. So I
The
just call them
difference
Go
is the
Bangle
Bangles could sing and Bananarama couldn't.
Or the Go Bangles, the Go Go's.
Go Bangle Rama, I call
Yeah,
them.
the Bananarama, they
Bangarama.
sang in unison like a bunch of cheerleaders sitting on a tailgate of a truck. That's what it sounded like with every song they did. And there's one song that drives me insane that Bananarama does. It's actually their best song, "Cruel Summer," but they said that
Oh, yeah.
they said the air is so heavy and dry. That's oxymoron. If the air is heavy, it ain't dry.
That's a good song. Thanks for telling me.
Well, you're welcome. Hi, Vicky. I mean, that was I don't know which wife is.
Which wife is which wife?
Yeah.
It's my wife. I mean,
Hi, Jen. I like the song. I just don't like that lyric. I thought that whoever wrote that lyric knows nothing about humidity.
Well,
Is Jen-
I've got a
Jen's last
worse
name
lyric.
Z?
I got
No,
a worse lyric that I wrote once. It was let me see. Hang on a second. It was stranded on a desert island walking through the snow.
You did that?
And I finished the whole song, and then I looked back and I was listening to that. And I'm like, that doesn't make any damn sense.
What are you snorting and sniffing there?
I don't know.
I'm
This is
starting my
long.
microphone.
Oh, before Neb leaves, let me say what this commenter said. So,
Yeah.
what it was is So I've got a Transforama video where Rob turns into a chocolate elemental.
Yummy.
Yeah.
So he's able to turn into all sorts of. What was that? He's able to turn into all sorts of like shapes and things that were chocolate. So somebody commented on seriously took racism to a new level. with a bunch of like cry emojis and prayer emojis, and I said, I don't understand what you mean. Explain. I said, apparently the boy or girl, I think, was white and the chocolate is black. That means it could be kind of racist. However, there's the white chocolate, which is white. You should have made it by as African-like. And I said, you were comparing races of people to food, and you're saying my content is racism? I don't get it. And they're like, I'm just informing. I'm not racist. Just chill. And I just left it at that. But,
well, you know, women like the BBC, the big black chocolate. So
yeah. I'm just like, I was just drawing chocolate. I didn't mention anything to do with any kind of ethnicity or anything. That's what they were doing. Like, what do you mean? I put them on the spot. You know, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I was telling, because I was at a dinner party the other day, and I showed them the drow costume, and I told them, generally a drow is an actual black elf. It's like jet black. But I said I made it myself gunmetal because black isn't photogenic. You know, that deep of black, you wouldn't be able to see anything but eyeballs. And they're like, yeah, and what if somebody, you know, called you racist? I said, yeah, I'd let them. I can't wait. I'd almost do it just jet black just to do it. Just to see if someone's going to say something. What? What?
Look, I'm excited, Steve.
Steve whispered and you got in, so what is it?
Huh? I didn't
Nebs
whisper.
and I are making fingers at each other.
Oh, that's a finger. Okay, never mind.
Well, I'm not that big. There's
Oh, my.
I found a note here that I was supposed to see a week ago for Terry Summer.
What's it say?
I was supposed to get the Stone Temple Pilots and Interstate Love Song, and I just found the note.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that for a week now. Now they're going to be punished because I also want to hear "Beautiful Stranger" by Madonna.
Seriously?
Yeah, I do love that song. I don't like Madonna, but I like the song. She didn't write
I
it.
try to avoid Madonna.
Well, I like her song "Ray of Light." That was
It's from the same album.
Is it?
It's where she became good all of a sudden, and then that was about it. It
The
must have
problem
been
was
It's called Beautiful What?
Stranger.
Beautiful Stranger. She worked with a really good producer and songwriter for that album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. I don't give her credit. I mean, she did fine singing it, but I don't look at it as a Madonna song. I look at it as whoever wrote and produced that song was great.
You believe I have that song?
Probably because I've requested it in the past live.
I do have a whole CD of Madonna, a couple CDs of Madonna. I just choose not. The only ones I like or you think is nuts. I like "Crazy for You" and "Live to Tell."
Yeah,
Okay.
Live to Tell is my favorite.
Darren actually likes that one, I think.
I like Vogue. That's okay.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's a good magazine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
actually
was talking
read-
about the magazine, not Madonna's stupid song.
I like her song called "Chocolate Guy," and it's about a white that turns into chocolate.
Hey, that inspires me. I think I'm gonna make a good idea, Putt. I need to make a putt. Need to make a putt two for the chocolate transformation. Putt two.
I'd be just a giant Easter bunny. They'd come and bite its head off.
Well, my time is up, fellers. I got
Before
to
you
go.
go, Nebs, I was going to ask you. I got to have you help me write some funny Casey Kasem bits.
Okay, we can do that. You got my email, so send me something, and
Yeah.
we'll
'Cause I like to
write
do. I want to do some funny long distance dedications. I just come up with ridiculous ones that aren't even funny.
That's my niche.
And from now on, whenever I do make Terry into some kind of food, Putt will have to eat him at the end.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh God.
Well, he is a character in their Tooniverse.
Okay, well, I guess you can.
And then the next whatever the next Transforama, Terry will have to direct it or whatever as a turd or whatever.
All right, fellas, I'm out. Have a
Take
great
care.
show.
Have a good one, Neb.
Take care, Deb.
Be careful with the
Neb.
parachute and stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure it's
Live
packed
long
properly.
and live long and whatever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Live long and
I thought he'd
wobble.
never
We'd
leave.
never get rid of that guy.
Boy, it just gets quiet in here when Neb leaves, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
gross.
but-
Dude, what was that? What the heck was that?
What?
I heard a
That was me snoring.
good grief, man. I thought that was just when you sleep and stuff.
That's why I'm so good at it. I get it out of practice at night.
Ah.
Yep. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all
Oh,
go
look
to
at
the
those
lobby.
wieners. Mm-mm.
Have ourselves a shit. Oh, that's
Damn,
disgusting, Steve.
Them some good wieners in there, Barney.
Steve loves his wieners.
Well, I tell you what, Andrew, that's probably the best I've had.
That's a pretty good. Was that Aunt B? No,
Sound like Barney.
yeah,
Oh, Uncle B. Oh,
Supposed to be Barney.
Uncle B.
Uncle B.
Uncle Aunt B's dad. We got Uncle B now.
Could you made a special episode find out that Aunt B was a dude all along, just wearing a wig,
Oh,
like
my
a
God.
Mr. Doubtfire kind of thing?
And it's a dude, and I've been looking at his tits all these years. Oh, so I shouldn't have said it on the air.
They were like couch cushions, and
couch cushion. Oh my!
I don't know what's grosser, that or just Aunt B the way it was.
Yeah. I don't know why when I would do Andy's voice all these years that I was so, consumed by Andy's boobs.
Well, that sounds like a birth like she did.
Maybe deep down inside, maybe I had a crush on Francis Bobby.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I always do like grandma types, I guess.
Oh well, okay, that's time for therapy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Steve?
Well, I would never do it.
Oh, okay. But you have a fetish
For granny boobs.
for it. Yeah. Does that go on in your regular life?
I got an old lady scratching at my door now. I don't know if you can hear her.
If you had when you drive your Uber, how do you feel about grandma type just getting in your car?
I do talk to them a lot easier than I do the other passengers.
Oh, they're more talkative.
Yeah.
I think you missed my stop. You missed my stop. Don't make me get physical.
That's a pretty good old lady.
That should be a brilliant garbage. It's something I came up with a friend, a coworker years ago, about an old lady cop, and she has to take the city bus for her transportation. I think there's a 1083. You missed my stop. There's a 1083. Don't make me get physical.
Oh yeah, 1083. Well, you boys just hang on. I'm on the bus. Then as soon as the bus comes, I'm getting on, and then we're gonna go take care of that.
Back up. I'll be here in a minute. Oh, you want my transfer now, driver?
Now there's an 1179. I'm telling you, you missed my stop.
Wait, I gotta let the dog in. Hang on.
You let the dogs
How do you
out?
expect me to fight crime if you keep missing my stop?
Yeah. It could just be policewoman, but a policewoman 2021 or 25, whatever year is. Policewoman 2025. You missed my stop.
Angie Dickinson, whatever age she is now.
Who, Angie Dickinson? Yeah, she's like 96.
Or it could be Kramer. And Kramer got in the fight with the guy who were trying to rob the bus and kicked him out the door, and then kept the bus driver passed out, so he threw him on the floor. And then Kramer kept, and they go, "You're Batman," and he goes, "Yeah, I am Batman." And then he goes, so I was, I was fighting with this guy, and then, finally I kicked him out, and he goes, and it was something, and then one of the jokes was, yeah, and then I kept making all the stuff. They go, "You kept making all the stops," and he goes, "Yeah, well, people were pulling the lever and making the go." That was, Kramer.
That's why it made that last final season finale harder to imagine, that Kramer just went from that to becoming evil.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand they were all douches, but this downright evils, that was a weird direction to go at the last second.
All of them being thrown in jail and all that kind of crap.
We do come up with some good stuff. We need to start recording.
I'm sorry, Steve. I didn't hear you because the grinder's right in my ear.
I could go for a grinder or a hokey.
I said, what we need to do. No, never mind. No, I just say we come up with some good stuff. We need to record more because, oh my God, Chloe, what is your deal?
Well, now that the film's over, maybe we'll have time to do more Brilliant Garbage and different things now.
Well, Wesley, if you're out there, we missed you, man.
I don't think he likes us anymore.
Yes.
But how does he do 10 episodes excitedly and then all of a sudden not?
Maybe.
Well, we got his career going again. Now he's doing a con thingy at like Burbank or Pasadena.
Yeah, but we got his Comic Con career started.
I know, but you don't need us no more.
You don't need us anymore.
I mean, literally, he was on our show the first time, and he didn't know anything about these Comic Cons, and I was telling him how fun they are.
Was that true? He didn't know about these Comic Cons?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the rest of the cast wouldn't tell him about it.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yep. No, they seem to like him. I remember Jonathan Frakes calling him W. That was his nickname for him, and he really liked that. And he said Frakes was always really nice to him, which was really good.
Who said that?
Wesley.
Wesley? Oh, he knows. You got to know Jonathan Frakes, huh?
Yeah. Well,
I think it's a different Wesley.
Yeah.
Oh, Wesley. Shut up, Wesley.
We're talking about Will from Land of the Lost, Putt.
Oh, sorry.
Is he Putt falling asleep? He looks like he's falling. Hi, Putt.
You can't fall asleep yet, Putt. We just lost Nebs, so we can't lose two of you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep yet. It's not bedtime.
You thought I was talking about someone from Star Trek Babies?
Yeah.
Star Trek Babies.
That's what I always call it. Because, Muppet Babies came out, and it's like everybody was doing a baby version for the toddlers, and that's the exact same time the Next Generation came out, so I was calling it Star Trek Babies.
Well, it would be interesting, Star Trek Babies, and put Kirk in them and
Diapers.
We had Picard. Remember when they all turned into kids?
Yeah,
And
well, I know,
in
yeah,
the end of the episode, they're back to normal, and you see Picard just going like this. Ah, shit.
Oh, did he? Did he really?
I think he did, yeah.
It's like
we got to see him with hair a couple of times.
Yeah.
There is a book. Go ahead.
No, I was just going. Go ahead.
There's a book. Darren's favorite book for a long time was "Time Enough for Love" from Robert N. Heinlein, and it was about a guy named Lazarus Long, who, I guess he was born in the 1920s, and he had some kind of weird genes where he ended up living a couple of 100 years or something, and he lived just long enough to where they had invented body rejuvenation. So when his time was about up. I mean, he had a big nose. He's like an Irish guy with wasn't pretty picture. And he would have his nose surgically reduced to look good. And then when he would rejuvenate, his nose would be big and ugly again when he'd be young. So, hey, Hawkstop, how you doing?
Hey, there you go. Hey,
For Putt, that's a person in chat.
yes.
Oh, hi, chat person.
Hawkstop.
Okay, Tim, I am here, but
Timmy.
what'd I say?
I think you said 10.
You called him Herbert for some reason.
Herbert? I don't know. Oh, because Miss Vicky brought me dinner, so I'm still here.
Okay, that's fine.
What, second dinner? What are you, a fucking hobbit?
No, it's the first dinner. What are you?
See, if people call me Tim, it sounds too much like tin, and then it reminds me of my music, and that people say the music might be tinny, which would be like Timmy. That's the reason never mind.
Well, it's like me. I don't be called Stevie or Steven.
Right.
I don't care. I'll call you whatever you want. Steve isn't even your real name, isn't it? It's Herbert, right?
It is. Yeah, it's the other one that's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hawkstop, Hammery. Basically, Timmy's house is being rebuilt from the ground up while he's on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting all of my windows replaced today. At least all the windows that weren't replaced before.
Right.
And I put in a couple windows, but I'm too old for that shit.
So he's reinstalling Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. And I built a whole set of monkey bars and finished that a few days ago.
Actual monkeys.
That looked pretty cool.
Oh, thanks, sir. It's big. It's bigger than I thought it would be. It's like 5 feet. The bars themselves are 5 feet wide, and it's the elevation of the bars is 7 feet up. And then it goes. Yeah. Well, I can show you. Let me change my profile picture. Well, you can still talk while I do this.
Okay. I guess Timmy's setting up his own crucible in the backyard.
Crucible.
What is
He
that?
wants to be a Marine. It's the final test of being a Marine. Where you're up for 54 hours with almost no sleep and very little food, and you have to do all these obstacles together, day and night, and then you have to work as a team to get through these obstacles for the most part, and then you end up, if you finish all that, you get to go and get your Eagle Globe and Anchor pinned to you,
and you get to clap like a seal and stuff. There it is. That's the picture of it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh yeah.
No, it's then that's the Navy SEALs that clap and go. Arr, arr, arr.
Oh, okay.
Then you get to run for governor of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Although I think Jesse Ventura was actually UDT, he wasn't in SEAL, but close enough.
And then there's the Green Berets.
Yeah. Lane Brett.
So what else is new, hot stuff? There, you working on any kind of animated stuff yet? New stuff? There's a fat plane.
Yeah, it's a Boeing 307 Stratoliner, the first pressurized airliner. And
cool. It changed shape right in the air there.
Yeah, well, that's a flying boat. It's a boat that flies.
Yeah, my dad flew in one of those when he was in the, I don't know, Girl Scouts or something. Dad, if you're watching this, I hope you're having fun in heaven, and I look forward to seeing you someday. No, I'm not going to take that back. It was a joke. It was funny.
Okay.
I wasn't talking to you, but I was talking to my dad.
Oh.
My bad.
Look at these guys. Back when they had to draw everything.
Yeah. That's Vandalay Industries.
Boy, that show just sorry. That show wrecked our brains. Steve lucked out. He didn't see it.
Yeah.
What I miss?
Seinfeld. It wrecked everybody who watched it. Our brains. It's like second to Bugs Bunny about remembering every single thing.
I tried watching it a few times. It just didn't click with me. It just didn't, you know.
That's how I could. That's the only thing I could describe it to. It's like Bugs Bunny. It's just like you remember just about every dialogue from every show for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't watch it that much either.
I didn't watch much at all, but I did watch Seinfeld and Home Improvement. That's like the only two shows in the '90s I really watched.
Only one I watched was Seinfeld. I never watched Home Improvement.
It was pretty good, even though they kind of were one of the people that started that dads are stupid trope, which I kind of got on my nerves.
I had a family member who appeared on Home Improvements with Tim Allen.
I think you said that. Who was that?
Her name was Lucille McBrayer. She owned a famous for a transmission place in Pittsburgh, and she was well known in that area.
Which is crazy because Home Improvement takes place in the Detroit area.
Probably shot in Los Angeles then.
But she was there.
You know what's funny is Dream of Genie was supposed to be in Florida. It's supposed to be at the Cape Carnival or whatever. But the office building they showed with the rockets out front, that's up at Edwards Air Force Base in California.
Well, so was Major Nelson's house, his external view of his house. I think it's all that Paramount backlot stuff. I think it's all gone now. They just
I know the Gilligan's Island area is the parking garage now.
Yeah,
Sad.
well, the lagoon that they had for Gilligan's Island, that was like a swamp.
Oh yeah.
Did they make that lagoon and it was still nasty?
Oh, super nasty. Yeah, they did not want to even get near it.
Oh yeah. It just looked nasty.
It was just a miasma of that.
I used to have a miasma. I liked it.
Yeah.
But
So did you? Wow, that was weird.
The hell was that?
Oh
no.
no.
Playing the theme from Hogan's Heroes this morning. Because Hogan's Heroes, and it took me 50 years to notice this. Every episode is in wintertime. They did it for ease of continuity, but you could always see like a palm tree off in the background.
Oh really?
Yeah, because it was shot, over here.
Wasn't it Gilligan's Island at the end when they're all eating, together on the lagoon, and then you could see the one of the metal buildings, the like the backlot stage studio.
The studios, yeah.
Yeah, sound stage is what you call. Yeah, but you could see it over the trees or something.
There's also a shot you can see. It goes by quick, but there's a stagehand off to the side of the screen, and they never took it out.
Before Lucas went back and shit all over the original Star Wars, we didn't notice until we got the letterbox Laserdisc. A friend of ours had it. To the throne room scene at the end. All the people in the center were real, and then it was just these cardboard cutouts that looked as fake as could be. Like they looked like cartoons, like Charlie Brown cartoons of everybody else on each side, to fill it up and make it look like a full auditorium. Putt probably remembers that.
Yeah, I do.
It was really funny. You kind of had to, and even then I probably would have noticed it if you didn't. Okay, look at the people on either side, and I'm like, son of a bitch, look at that.
Isn't that when Leia kisses Luke and they don't know they're brother and sister at the time?
Well, that's earlier.
That was BabbleGab. I did. Remember that? It was something Paul McCartney came up with. Paul. It was his own alternative ending when after he goes through the channel and blasts it and the Death Star blows up. He's like waiting for his hero's welcome and he lands there on the moon base and everybody's laughing. And he's like, "What's so funny?" And they're like, "Tell him, Leia." She's like, "No." And he's like, Leia said that that's the first time you got it in the hole on the first try, and then Han's like, "Wait a second, aren't you two brother and sister?" And she says, "It's never stopped them before." And then they're going like, they should have had me write, as a co-writer.
Yeah,
that's all.
I can see that at the end of Star Wars. The whole book.
You'd be Porkins.
Yeah.
Everybody got all these goofy names and all, and then here comes the one fat guy on the whole damn show. His name is Porkins.
I can picture Bugs Bunny and Porky playing that scene of Darth Vader and Luke. Yeah, I'm your daddy. No.
Yeah. Kind of like our Jerry Seinfeld Luke.
Yeah.
Come on, take the helmet off. That was actually I think that was a clip you have on the wrong. You have to play that sometime. It was funny.
With the hard-boiled egg line. Or...
No, it was a Seinfeld Star Wars thing.
Maybe I probably buried somewhere.
Well, you played it on a BabbleGab before, so it's not too far buried. What is that big apparatus behind you, Putter? Is it in front of you? What is that?
This is my mic.
Oh, okay. It looks cool. It almost looks like a Darth Vader kind of a thing.
It is. It's Lord of the Sith.
The fifth?
Yeah, but I reduced. It's called Darth Play School.
Oh.
We gotta all get Darth Vader helmets and just do the show as different Darth Vaders.
Oh, yeah.
Not today. They have 90 degrees here.
Oh, okay. Be a winter thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be something.
That'd be something to do that, and all of a sudden we go viral and we're like the biggest thing on YouTube just because we have a stupid Darth Vader mask.
Then we get sued by whoever owns Star Wars now.
I think it's Paramount.
That was Disney.
I know. I think Disney has enough to worry about with everything they do tanking.
Well, Amazon is taking over the James Bond franchise, so if you think
good.
it's lame before.
Yeah, they're going to do their own Moneypenny series and stuff. I'm not joking. That's what they have planned.
Jeez.
It just sits behind a desk for the whole damn movie. Just, all right.
Does anybody know if Howard Stern still owns Porky's?
I forgot all about that.
I don't even know if he ever did. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Tony Gagnon said he bought it. Yeah, because they released one a few years back, Pimpin' Pee-wee, and evidently it was really bad, and
Well, Pimpin' Pee-wee, that was what it was.
Yeah, but it wasn't very good. It's like,
That was horrible.
yeah, did you see it?
I saw clips of it. Wasn't it did Dan Monahan, who played Pee-wee in the original, was he in it?
I don't know. I don't think it had any of the cast members in it. Was part of the problem.
Porky's?
Yeah. I love the first one. I think it's a classic, and then kind of like, and didn't really care for the second. The third, I liked the Beulah Bellbreaker subplot. I thought that was very touching. Actually, it was a nice way to wrap that character up. It was nice.
The second one, they needed to stay away from topics like the racism, KKK.
Yeah, because the first one touched on it, and then the second one is just ramming it down your throat. And even Tony Gagnos, agreed. Stupid Neil Young.
They did that a lot in the 80s. It's like, let's be relevant somewhere else. It's like,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a fucking comedy.
I thought it worked with Porky's because it wasn't. It was just a slice of life, and it was just a not. And the thing is, yeah, Tim did some racist shit, and then you found out why. It's because his dad was abusive, and then he finally stood up to his dad and redeemed himself, and everybody kissed and made up. It was nice. It was just a nice subplot that brought a little bit of drama.
I like what he said in there. If being a man means being like you, I'd rather be queer.
Well, I like what he said before that when his dad's giving Schwartz a hard time, and then he gets between them. It's like, you got to go through me. That was pretty good. I really liked that scene. Very, very well about redeeming a character. Hollywood knows nothing about that anymore.
Almost never, yeah. One of the most interesting things I've ever seen was basically a show and a sequel to a show. Same thing. It was. You guys remember the Batman with the guy from Twilight? show. It was probably the most recent Batman movie. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but Batman was doing this thing and solving this really cool mystery, and he did solve it. But turns out part of his way of solving it was he had to go beat up the Penguin, and not really beat him up,
I picture this little bird with these little wings, and he's slapping him around. That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, Penguin was a gangster,
I know who Penguin is. I know Donnie DeLuise or DeVito.
Was played by a different actor, a great actor. I can't even think of his name. But they had to get together. Well, it turns out they did a sequel to that called a show, a series, whatever you call it, a whole freaking
TV show.
A freaking show about the Penguin, being a gangster.
Yeah.
And he takes this little young guy under his wing, and this, no pun intended, but it's about the two of them, and the Penguin has to do his stuff, and he's protecting the kid and trying to teach the kid how to be survive in this world, this just dangerous world. And the kid teaches the Penguin a few things too, and it's an extremely good series. In fact, when I was watching it, I said, "This is better than any Batman I've seen." Just a really good series. It was amazing.
Yeah, people say that about the animated series.
Yeah.
So what that was? So the newest Batman, he had the Batmobile was the Dodge, right?
Yeah. That was the one.
Okay. I didn't see that. I hadn't seen it since the Christopher Steinberg ones or whatever.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, that one.
It's actually, this is the one with the Dodge, and it's in the movie itself isn't as bad, but it's also not great. So if you got some time to kill, it's worth watching. But that series is way better than the movie, and you get to know the Penguin as a person and as a gangster and all that. I mean, he just totally developing. And I'm sitting there watching that, and I said, I'd rather watch this than than a Batman show. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure when Darren makes it out here, he'll be showing me stuff again. Damn it.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Have fun.
Well, Darren don't know what's good.
He doesn't, but he's having a hard time because he had to put a new roof on the house and spend $25,000 on a new furnace to get it just to sell the damn thing. So it's
wow.
Yeah, and the roof was probably at least that much,
Right.
So yeah, he's stressed up.
We got a new roof when we moved in here.
Oh.
We had to, and then because I remember I called in because there had been a hurricane, and I said, and I had homeowners insurance, and they said, well, we can't get to you, it's too busy. And basically, I mean, one of my insurance things said, well, we're not going to cover it, blah, 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 being a bunch of dicks. So I got the roof repaired and had another company come out, and they said, oh yeah, you passed completely. This is a brand new roof, and it's great looking, and it was like, fine.
And you went up there and replaced the roof anyway?
No, we didn't do it. We had a roofing company do it.
Oh.
And they did
it. You should have done it. You could have saved money.
I could have, but they did a really good job. I mean,
all right,
better than I could have done, to be honest with you.
Well, when you're up there, just say, "Don't bring me down."
Bring me down.
I mean, I lived here a year, and then I put my own roof on. Not even a year, and I did it. It was fun. I liked doing that. I don't know if I'd want to do it now. I mean, that was 9 years ago, and I was young then, so I don't know if I'd want to get up there and do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The hardest part was carrying the shingle bundles are very heavy, and carrying them up the ladder and up to the top of the roof that's a bear. Other than that, there's nothing to it. Did what?
They fucked my back so bad in the hospital. I can't believe it.
Ooh.
It's been so sore.
Well, we're
Because they
disappointed.
didn't like. Oh, what's that?
Think we'd ever see you again, Putt.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what they did to me was at one point they didn't like the way I was laying in the bed. I've had this problem with every nurse I've ever met in that hospital or any other hospital. And they said, oh, you don't look, the nurse will come in, you don't look comfortable. Let us adjust you. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then they do it. The good nurses would do it, but they do it real subtly, and get me all straightened out. These guys just came in and pulled me like a Stretch Armstrong. And I said, I can't get up there. And they get, well, push with your leg. And I said, I only got one leg that works. And they said, well, pull with your arms. I said, I only got one arm that works. What do you expect me to do? And they just grabbed me and yanked me up there and put me in place wherever they wanted me to. And I was just like, oh God, and then, it wasn't, more than 20 minutes later, I was back in my old position, but getting pulled like that messed up my back pretty bad.
Ooh.
Stick their hand up your butt again, did they?
No, I wish they had, but if it was a cute nurse, not one of these bitches that I had to deal with. But no, they didn't want to do anything to help me. It was just ridiculous. I mean, I had to go to the bathroom at one point, and I asked for a bedpan, to just do that in the bed, which is one of the things you're supposed to do. And I came in, and this other nurse comes in, and she goes, well, can you walk? I said, no, I can't walk. I said, I can stand. That's it. They go, how about we put our arms under you and carry you to, help you get to the bathroom? And I said, no. I said, I want to do it here. I said, first of all, I'm a big guy and I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to fall. If you guys mess up and I fall, it's going to be bad for me. And, that one bitchy nurse did not like it at all. I mean, because that somebody had to clean up the bedpan, and then what little was after, not in the bedpan, or whatever you call it, they had to make sure everything was clean and tidy and nice and not dirty and all that. But, you just couldn't please them no matter what you did. And it was just got to be a pain in the ass. I hate to say.
I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to cut bedpan and pain in the ass, and I'm going to make some different things out of it for a precious moment.
Okay.
That way it'll be redeeming and worth it.
There you go.
Redemption arc.
I did put up a new Precious Moments a week or two ago, but you were in the hospital. But I don't know if you saw it.
Not yet. I want to watch them.
It's number 17. That's the new one.
I wanted to watch it on my phone, but my phone decided to just fucking die while I was in the hospital. I need to get a new one. And because this one's so old that when I'm playing with it or trying to use it, half the time it works. The other half of the time you start pushing the icons and nothing happens. And then, then I couldn't charge it in the hospital for some reason. I put it on a chair. I put it on a chair that I know had a what do you call it? Power source. And I left it there all night, and I come in and it had like 1%. And I'm like, okay, come on, this is ridiculous. It was the same percent when I went to bed.
It's kind of like, Wesley, you're our icon that we keep pushing and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not the Star Trek guy.
Yeah. How do you know? You don't know that Wesley Ure didn't grow up to join Starfleet?
Pretty much know his resume. It was Land of the Lost, Days of Our Lives, and Password. Hollywood Squares. Or Match Game.
But you know what?
He was on all those. Yeah, he was on Match Game. In fact, Steve played, on one of our wrong channels, Steve played a clip of Wesley on Match Game.
Cool.
Blackout alert issued as NASA warns of huge solar flare heading towards Earth.
How long does it take a solar flare to head toward Earth?
At least 8 minutes.
Well, it's 8 minutes. The speed of light is it's 8 minutes from the sun to here. So the sunlight takes 8 minutes. But it's 93 million miles away.
What about on a Saturday? What about on a Saturday?
We'll have Gottschalk explain it to you when he gets here.
Just trying to make it funny.
See, don't try to be funny. I keep telling Steve, don't try to be funny.
But that was funny because of your look. If everybody laughed, it probably wouldn't have been funny.
No, that's why I try. I try to make my expressions.
Let me check on Lucy. She's going nuts. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. What's that song? Hang on, Lucy, don't let go. Ooh, gosh. Bathtub. Yeah. I want one of those. Jay Leno said that guy's face looked like Rodney Dangerfield. Somebody's barbecuing. You know how good barbecue smells, and how bad when they're first starting the charcoal with the jet fuel or whatever the hell they use on it.
Yeah.
God, that stuff stinks to high heaven.
All right. How do you clean a window? I mean, I heard newspapers, but it didn't seem right. They don't make newspapers anymore.
No, but they used to work pretty good. But no.
Now, I had a job washing windows and painting and pressure washing, but we washed windows of mansions. What we did, I'm trying to remember, I think it was a bucket of soap and water.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, trying to remember, I think we just washed it with the soap and water rag and then took a squeegee down.
Yeah, the squeegee generally, if you can push all the water off of it. Now, that's what gets me is they always say, "Oh, now wash your hands with soap and water," because otherwise, I would just use the soap, and it's like that don't work.
Yeah,
because I have an IQ of 4, and I need to be reminded to use water along with soap.
You wonder if like why the instructions say do not, harmful or fatal as well. You wonder who did that to where they had to put the instructions on.
Do not eat.
Yeah, the silicone bag. Do not eat the silicone bag. That What were we just saying? Before eating silicone bags. Oh, washing windows. I had a terrible trip. It was terrible. I think it took 24 hours just to get home from Denver because of all the missed flights and delay. It was horrible. And when I finally got to the airport, I went and washed my hands with the soap, and there was no water.
Oh, nice.
It was just a wonderful way to end the. Oh my gosh! But I remember that airlines, for all my trouble, they bought me a Whopper, so I had a Whopper.
Oh wow!
To go home with. At least that was something. But boy, what I really hated flying. I still do.
Oh yeah. Well, you missed out back in the 60s. If you went to a public bathroom or even the bathroom at school, they didn't give you like a thing of soap or goo. They gave you a handful of sand or these little rocks.
Oh yeah, I love the powdered soap. It comes out of the little dispenser on the wall.
You got to put your hand under it. And it just dumps a little bit of it's like little crystals, and they're sharper than freaking diamonds.
Yeah, my grandma when she lived in Monument at that old ranch had that in the bathroom, and I liked it when I was a little kid. It was different.
And then in a public bathroom, they did not have rolls of toilet paper. They had a dispenser that gave out single sheets.
Hey, at least it's not that that circular rag that everybody has to share. Remember those?
No, those were in the toilet stall. Yeah.
Now that's gross. Ew.
What's gross?
It helps you if you're exposed to germs all the time. It helps your immune system out.
That's not a nice thing to say about
In
them.
public
Yeah, but I mean,
restrooms,
technically, that would be licking the toilet seat would do that, but it's not something you'd want to think about or do.
No, well, that's why in public restrooms they always had that snake that would eat your crap or your piss or whatever.
Ew.
You know, and then you go back and hide in the hole and then wait till somebody else came.
It's gonna make me throw up.
I think it was a crate, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, or airplane. The other thing about airplanes is the blue stuff. Yeah, if you have
Blue
to go to the
juice
airplane
smashed in
bathroom
the
and there's
ass. Yep.
Yeah, Putt got he was on that thing, and there's like the suction stuck his butt there, and then the plane hit some turbulence, and it was all that blue juice was hitting you, and then did you end up flushing it? Because I'd be afraid to flush that thing when like your balls would get sucked down or something.
First of all, that wasn't me that it happened to. It was one of the reports we'd read from the, funny reports from airlines. And one of them came from a guy that we knew who was a mechanic. And he says, oh, yeah, he goes, this big fat lady got stuck on there. And he goes, she had to sit there through the whole flight while the blue juice was smacking her in the ass and all that kind of thing.
I heard it sucked out somebody's intestines.
I don't know. I don't know if it did that, but
They're pretty careful designing stuff like that so it won't like pull you to pieces.
really.
But I've also read that because it goes, it like sends it back to the back of the plane or some crap, and the crap as it's going, it reaches like Mach 1 in the pipe.
That's
a sonic fart. Boom.
Yeah.
But I had heard that if you peed in the sink, that it would go out the plane into the air. Because my grandpa Lloyd was a mechanic, so he would know. He was a mechanic for TWA, and so he starts smirking coming back from the bathroom, and my grandma was like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "I just peed on Kansas City," because he hated Kansas City. So evidently he peed in the sink.
Oh, okay. Well, the old ones, like the Ford Trimotors, the 1920s planes, they had a bathroom, and the toilet just went straight down.
Damn.
Hopefully, nobody was standing underneath.
I mean, they actually drained it from the plane while it's in flight.
Out the bottom. They figured, who's going to know?
Whoever
the
turd lands on will know.
Yeah, if you get this big piece of turd, I'm sure it's not coming from any bird.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a different color turd.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should at least have a chemical in the toilet that changes the color of the turd.
Oh yeah.
Because for years they had the blue stuff you put in the toilet, the little pill that you put in, and then some genius had the bright idea. Oh, let's offer it in green too. No, green is when it's blue, and then you pee it, and it turns green, and it's been used.
Oh,
So you start out green. What are you going to do?
such dumb people.
I hate when they call it a urinal cake.
Why?
Oh yeah,
Why?
it's a little birthday.
It
Little
tastes
candles
terrible.
on it.
I like the smell of those. They smell good.
Before or after they're used.
But they do taste awful.
After, because that's when they let go of their spores and become smelly good.
Smelling good. Yeah, well.
That's like a new Sesame Street character.
Yeah.
Urinal cake. Yeah.
No, I was going to say smelly good, but I urinal cake's funny. And through
Put down
urinal
the song and back away slowly.
That was Putt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't.
that was the old putt.
No, this is the old Putt. That was the young Putt.
I forgot where that line came from. What I think
You
just did
probably
that one.
wanted sweepers from us when we were doing wrong
Yeah,
It
channel
was
Really?
either
days.
Sweeper or the one where I told Dell to use the fireworks or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's a funny
when we
one.
were
I
doing
still
the
have.
camping trip. Yeah.
Or the other one with you with the alien probing.
Yeah, that was fun.
I liked that one better. The one where Allie went to the cemetery, had the booger from her nose or something.
Oh.
Remember that one?
geez.
Yeah.
She hated that. She kept trying to sway the conversation off of that. Or she
funny.
didn't like it.
We had some good moments in that show. Just a few.
Yeah, just a few.
Well, I play the wrong channel. I play a wrong channel moment on every fun hour.
Mhm.
Ah,
Every fun hour. Did you see what I said, Steve? That you can download the Fun Hour waves now.
The whole show.
Yeah.
Oh, the fun hour. I think you sent that an email, right?
No, they're on the
the
archive.
archive.org.
And you know how to work
Yeah.
archive.org, how to pull the
Oh,
wave.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you go to the Fun Hours, they're all there now. So if you want them, maybe you could play Fun Hours on QStar, and it'll give us a chance to gather around the campfire and listen. Even Putt might enjoy it because Putt's in some of them too.
Yeah.
And he likes that old music, the weird music.
Yeah, I do.
That guy, Ivar, who did the Colorado Film Festival, he was so glad to hear from me. And so we were for a little short, a couple of weeks, we were kind of pen pals. We were going back and forth, and he went to a concert. He just says, I love this, always loved it. And he says, you probably never heard of his name. He's Nick Cave.
Oh, yeah, I love Nick Cave.
That's what I said. I said, that's the guy on our BabbleGab. That's one of his favorite people.
Nick Cave.
Nick Cave.
Yeah.
And Nick Cave looks eerily like this guy named Billy, who was in the band with me. He's the one that came up with the Apology None name. And he was this angry alcoholic wife beater guy. And
of course.
I wasn't a big fan. Sometimes he just kind of wedged his way into the band, kind of, and to do the songs I really wanted to do, I'd sneak behind his back just to do songs that I wanted to do.
Yeah,
it was a very weird sort of a duo, but he came up with some interesting stuff, and we had some good times. But he looked just like Nick Cave. I'd seen pictures of Nick Cave, and it's like it's striking. It is like almost frightens me when I see that.
What's funny is I've heard the name. I don't know what he looks like, and I've never seen anything.
He's not a pretty picture.
No, he's a normal looking dude with long brown hair, and normally when he performs, he wears a suit. But he
what does he perform doing?
What's that?
What does he do?
Well, he does a song called
Is he a singer, guitar player?
No, he doesn't play guitar. He plays piano when he wants to. But he like the song "Red Right Hand." You know, he comes. You might hear it more like around Halloween time. It's like
right hand. Yeah, I know.
Red Right Hand. And he goes, it's kind of like a grumbly sound, and he's like walking through the ghettos and the barrios and the slums. If you got no money, he'll give you some, and that kind of thing. And then,
sounds like a Putt song.
Yeah.
He looks very much, Tony. He looks like a bad guy in any '80s TV cop show.
Yeah.
There's this band called The Circle spelled with a Y.
Circle, yeah.
And we talked about it a week or two ago. But it made me think about what they looked like. They looked like it was 4 Gomer Pyles. They all looked like Gomer Pyle. Everybody in the band. And they came out with a new album this year.
Oh, I should check it out.
Because Conrad, he's affiliated, or his best friends or whatever, something called Big Stir Records or something like that. And they signed The Circle, the '60s band, and they came out with a new album. And I said, yeah, they did a Red Chair Fade Away and The Weight of Your Words, and they're like, no, this was the Circle. We'll tell you about it. I know what the fucking Circle is. Not every song they did was that fucking big Red Rubber Ball song. They actually did other music, you fucks.
I know. I played one other than Red Rubber Ball.
That's what brought up the conversations. They're on 2 different Fun Hours, and if you play Fun Hour 21, which is the most recent, I think they start the whole show off. They're the first or second song. I like them, but I just don't like the stupid Red Rubber Ball song. Dumb song.
I just saw a clip of a video with Nick Cave and Bad Seeds, Red Right Hand.
Is that the one with the cartoon characters?
No,
not really.
There was one you pointed me to, Putt, that It had cartoons in it.
Yeah, that was called Breathless, where he's singing the song about, and I'm breathless over you. It's a really pretty song, a really nice romantic song. And then while he's singing it, you've got like rabbits and stuff bouncing around and bunnies. And then,
Yeah, it's very anti mean and punk. These cute characters. I mean, they're like cute, like Disney characters. It's funny. Very uncharacteristic of what you'd expect Nick Cave. And then there was Lou Reed. Lou Reed was a really kind of a rotten guy. Butt likes him, but
I do like Lou Reed, a lot of Lou Reed's early music when he was working with David Bowie and Mick Ronson. But after that, he kind of fell off the, I don't know. He just got too eclectic and too weird. And
well, Steve Katz either unfriended me or he's not on Facebook. I got the notification that he was no longer my friend. Steve Katz. He was the founder of Blues Project and Blood, Sweat and Tears, but he like produced 2 of Lou Reed's albums. And in his autobiography, he talked a lot about Lou Reed, and he just seemed like that was a really bad time in his life having to deal with him.
Well, he was probably on heroin at the time.
Oh yeah, he was on everything, I think. And I told you this story before, but I guess since we're in the conversation, because they're both Jewish, and they were in Amsterdam. So Steve Katz says, "This is my one chance to bond with Lou," because they went and saw the Helen Keller, Anne Frank, her house. So they were in Anne Frank's house, which is a museum now, and or in the 70s when this happened. And Lou Reed went upstairs, and Steve Katz was thinking, this is a great bonding moment. Since we're both Jewish, we can both... Because he was really looking for this special moment, because Lou Reed was just a real butthole.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was upstairs for quite a while, and he's just like, wow, he must really be reflecting and taking this in. And the place is crowded, a lot of people, tourists. Lou Reed comes down and says, "Who the fuck is Anne Frank?"
What an idiot.
And then he said he was trying to produce his next album, and they were working on all this stuff. And the next thing, Lou Reed just hides in his apartment and just makes a bunch of sounds with his toaster and stuff, and makes a whole album of just toaster sounds and things. And just like threw away everything that they were trying to work on, and probably knows about this album. I don't remember what it was called. It was just sounds. It was just
sounds.
I don't know the album, because that was one of the ones they probably fell off on, and Dana interviewed him once, and she's got pictures of it, and she goes, they were talking together, and I guess it helped that she was a pretty girl at the time, and she had one of those Panasonic tape recorders, and that's how she recorded a lot of the celebrity interviews she got. And she was having a little bit of a problem with her, the tape she wanted to use and all that kind of thing. And Lou Reed says, "Here, I'll help." And she goes, he tried to do it. He tried to put the tape in and do it all like it was supposed to be. She goes, he was shaking so bad that he couldn't do anything,
Well, that was like, nice of him to help her out, because that's probably the nicest thing I ever heard about him.
Yeah, that's about,
it's the nicest thing he ever did. It redeemed himself, and he went to heaven because of him trying to put the tape in the...
He probably did, yeah. Big difference between when she met Kiss, and... the
whole band?
Yeah, well, 2 of them, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. And she had run into Paul, and in like an alley or something, where they're right near the venue where they were going to be, and Paul says, "Do you want to meet Gene?" And she goes, "Okay." So they went in, and she goes, she met Gene, and she had met Paul, and she didn't have much to say about either of them. Evidently Paul was kind of like, you see him on stage, he was the leader and the star child, and I guess Gene was just kind of not really in character with his makeup. Neither of them were in makeup, but I mean, she didn't say anything bad about him, but I can't imagine anybody saying anything nice about Gene Simmons because he's such an ass. And at one point, Van Halen wanted to join Kiss, and Gene Simmons wouldn't let him. He goes, "You got your own band, man. You know, stick with that, make it work." And Eddie said, "Well, I've been trying, but I want to play. I'd love to play with you guys. I'd love to be part of Kiss." And Gene just was kind of like putting the kibosh on him. I'm like, shit. If you think you're that good or whatever, not that you're bad, but I don't know what it was that he didn't like about having Eddie Van Halen in the band. I think that would have, made Kiss at the time it would have been blowing more doors off than they did. They would have sounded like a real rock band and not just I want to rock and roll all night, and party every day.
Well, I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of Eddie Van Halen, but he was definitely more musical inclined than Kiss.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
What was it? It was at Van Halen. There was some super group with a whole bunch of those A-lister guitar players. It was called Chickenfoot or something.
Yep.
And I was so funny when I was in that Alabama band. Jeff was the leader of the band, and he didn't sing, but he was a guitar player, just virtuoso, perfect guitar player. But I talked to him about, what's that, Eddie Van Halen, these other guys, they came up with a name, I think it was called Stinkfoot. And he took me seriously, and he's like, yeah! And he's telling the guy, there's this band called Stinkfoot, and they've got all the... It's like Tony's probably, our dry humor can kind of go over people's heads sometimes, and it makes it for a funnier anecdote in the end.
Yeah.
But what you doing, Steve? Steve's back from his party.
Yay.
Looking up things as we talk.
You're not looking at people's skirts, I hope.
Yeah. No, I was looking up Nick Cave. He had a son a few years ago, die at 15. That was sad.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
He did.
I think every celebrity has a son that dies at 15. It's just like part of being a celebrity.
John Travolta had that, a 16-year-old son. I think passed
It's
away.
sad, but it just, I don't know, being a child of a celebrity, maybe that's almost as bad as the child star syndrome.
Clapton, Clapton, he did the whole song about it. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? And the kid says, no, Dad, you let me walk out of a 12th floor window.
Yeah, the maid left the window open. That's terrible. I felt bad for Clapton, but he was so stung out on drugs. He barely. I think he does remember it when it happened, but I think he was really out of it when it happened. That or just the news put him out of it. But
Yeah.
I came across something the other day.
Hmm?
It was Apology 9 doing the tie-dye bit.
that's on number Fun Hour 3, and I have updated that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's now a full skit. Because I redid a lot of things. That's why it's important that you replace these fun hours, Steve.
Oh.
Because
Well,
it actually transitions now where Terry's actually communicating with. He actually starts it off. It's like he's trying to announce it. And he's like, ugh. He's like, could you do that in another room, Terry? Your tie-dye smells like an ammonia popsicle. So it kind of leads, and then it's actually a whole dialogue. I've still got all of their dialogue in it, her and Rob, but I kind of made it more well-rounded and an actual skit now.
Do you still have the original voices on that one?
Yeah, I didn't pull Josh out of it, but or Gracie, but I added stuff to make it a more well-rounded skit now. So I'm just saying, it's worth it. It's worth it for you to have the new Fun Hours because I put a lot of work into them.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, just a couple days ago, I was working more on 3 and number 1. I think that's the last edits I'll ever have to do in a Fun Hour. Things I listen to them every time and say, I should have added that or I should have done that. I took Dennis's song out at number 3. I had Ooh Baby. And I every time I listen, I'm like, why the heck did I have "Ooh Baby" in this? Ooh Baby. This isn't Apology None. So I replaced it with "Cross Your Heart," "Cross My Heart," which is more melodic. So I find that's stuff like that. If it bugs me every time I listen to it, then
that reminds me. Speaking of Dennis, towards the last few years he was with us, he did not remember the song he sang for me on the show.
Yeah.
I don't remember it either.
Oh, I got
Steve Harriet in the morning.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
I won't play the whole thing.
Well, I love you, Dennis, if you're watching from above, but he pretty much had that piano riff for everything, so he probably did it in 10 seconds and probably didn't remember it the next day. Because we were trying to come up with a song for I wanted to collaborate with him and do a song with him, and this was during the Saturdalia sessions, and he was like, and Tony was there on the phone with too on the Skype call, and he was just like, "Oh, I don't do songs anymore." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You don't do?" He's like, "No, I haven't. Those things you hear, I did those in like the early '90s and before." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, you did my song.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was full of it. It's what he was, because he released an album like 6 months later. So I don't know what the deal was. And then I'm like, well, okay. He's like, well, we can come up with something right now, for it was going to be the Tony Dixon theme. So he came up with that same ice cream riff he did Steve Jarrett in the morning. and I even called him out on it. I said, that's the same riff you just did for Steve's morning show thing. He's like, oh, how about this? And he goes, dun 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 dun. It was, and so I used that for the Tony Dixon theme. And he got like co-writing credit, but all he did was that one little riff. I felt like I kind of got cheated on that. But we had a good.
I played the Tony Dixon theme.
It came out with a good song. I don't regret the song, but it just kind of like he didn't help me with the song other than just that one little thing. So I don't know.
I'd love to play, but we'd get a copyright strike.
Which is when it's my own song, kind of.
Yeah.
I know. I think you could. We only got a copyright strike once, and that was the Pappity Pup song.
Oh yeah, Pappity Pup.
I mean, as far as music goes.
Yeah, that Tony Dixon theme is a good one. Tony ever had his own show, that'd be.
Well, it's a good song. It's a good song. Don't get me wrong. I like every song on Saturday. I just thought that was, of all the collabs I did on that, I felt I really got the short end of the stick on that one, because he didn't help out with the song other than just doing this on the piano. Dun, 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 dun. How about that? And that was it. So it's just like, okay, there would have been a Tony Dixon theme regardless. It would have just, never mind. He's been gone for a year.
It reminds me of that one Billy Crystal SNL sketch where he's like this old songwriter, and he's written 18,000 songs, and it's like, give me a C, a bouncy C, and it's always the same damn song.
You want to hear a clip of Tony Dixon? Want to hear a clip of Tony Dixon or no?
Yeah, do the piano solo in the middle. I like the piano solo.
Let me turn it down and get in the middle here. That part?
No, it.
Later?
Yeah. Here we go.
Figure out where.
This is it.
Oh, yeah. That is some good work.
I actually did that as kind of a stick it to Songsmith, because he's like the king of the chorus. It's like, okay, yeah, here's a piano solo, Mr. Leave Me High and Dry.
So were you doing the piano in that?
Yeah, I did everything in that song.
I thought so.
That's why it was kind of like I got stiffed, because he didn't do anything in the song. It was all me. All he did was on the phone with us. Goes dun 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 dun. Basically, it was Peter Gunn with like a chord changed, and but he got like total half songwriting credit for it. But it's fine. The song's great. I like it.
Yeah.
You know what? I listened to Sky Blue a few weeks ago, because I told you I didn't really like it, and I listened to the whole album one Friday night, and I liked it again. I'm like, this is a good album. I like it. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I like La La Remember It from that album.
Yeah.
It's a good song. I liked all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why that. There's no reason for me not to.
You're
I
just
don't
a
know.
picky artist, that's all. You're just a very, not picky, but very perfectionist.
Well, there was a long period of time where I didn't like Saturdalia soundtrack, and now I like it. I think there's
Yeah, you
just
hate
like a buffer period. I don't know what. Maybe it's because I have to listen to these songs 100 times.
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of Really, Really, Really.
Yeah.
Speaking of hearing a song 400 times,
I loved it. I haven't played it in a while because I figured you'd get mad, so I haven't played it in a
Putz
while.
on that song, he played the bass on it, and played something else on it, rhythm guitar or something. Putt?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a good tune.
Back when we played together, everybody was on that song. Josh played keyboards, and Darren was on drums. Vinny Zumo and Owen Hodgson were on it. It was very much a collaborative effort.
That was a fun song.
Speaking of Vinny Zumo, I was able to rip the vocals out of the song he made to make a short jingle.
Steve Jarrett in the morning show.
Just a little short one like that.
Find out that's where we get our copyright strike, because he gets struck on everything.
Oh, shit.
Vinny just released a new album. Hi, Gotshot.
Hey.
Yes, if someone's constructing the Death Star in the background, I don't know what he means.
Yeah.
Me?
No, the other 18.
Just remember, it's supposed to be stupid. I like that
Yeah,
part of the song. Because Vinny seemed, I don't know, it seems like if we didn't know Vinny, if he wasn't on our show and doing cartoon voices, we'd think he's the most serious person in the world.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, he was on Crystal Cavern, interviewed, and for one of his songs, and he said he was really influenced by Captain Beefheart. That's how I took it. I never heard it as like Captain Beefheart.
I got a whining dog at the door again. Hang on a second.
Oh. Doggy door?
I think he said a dork.
Okay, I'm coming.
Whiny dog and a dork. Whiny dog and a dork. Why do they put stickers on windows that you can't take off? Why don't you use a static magnet or something? Why not a sticker? Never get that
I've
sticker.
listened to Captain Beefheart a few times, but not my thing.
I don't know anything about him other than instead of
Hi,
beef
Fidesco.
heart, it was Beefheart. Hi, Fidesco. Fidesco has wished you well,
Hey,
Putt.
Yeah, thank you for the prayers.
Here we go.
Putt spent the last 2 weeks in the hospital. We were really worried about him.
Yeah,
I was crying on the show.
Gotchchalk just cried and cried. He said his eyes were still red days later. I'm going to make a whole wrong channel, precious moment about it. Hey there, Chloe.
Oh, Chloe.
I got it right this time.
Yeah.
Hello, Chloe.
How old is Chloe?
She turned 10 last week.
Wow.
Nice. She'll be middle-aged in a couple years.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas.
Hey, get off of there. Oh, she's still playful as can be.
Oh, yeah.
Those buses.
I don't care if you can hear the ceiling fan. I gotta turn the air on.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything over the damn trains and everybody else going by around here. Criminy.
I was going to talk a little about the new Transforama video, but there ain't no one for Transforama here. Oh, thank you. Did you even see it, Steve?
Which one? No, probably haven't seen.
Or at least a new Transforama video.
Where
Couple
do you
days
see
ago.
that at?
On the Transforama channel where we are.
Oh.
Why don't you pull it up, Steve, and mute and watch it? It's only like 40 seconds, literally.
Okay. Wish I had a nickel for every time somebody said pull it up.
Huh?
What does that mean?
Nothing.
No idea.
I used to owe a nickel every time somebody said pull it up.
Yeah.
I wasn't really in the hospital, guys. I was in jail.
Ah. My name is stupid. I have a nickel, or whatever the hell.
What a dumb song that. There were so many songs about perverts and looking in the playgrounds and watching the kids play,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like an acceptable thing until Aqualung. He kind of put a stop to it.
Is it You Are What You Eat? Is
Yeah,
that what it
that's
is?
it.
Oh. All right.
Volume
No.
1.
Open your savings account here, and then you can be a rabbit.
Interesting. Loans. A big loan sign. It's big. I bet that's heavy. Fine.
And then the sea monkey's crown next to it.
I see that, or a Rolex.
And a
I think
Zeta.
Rolex and sea monkeys are the same thing, right?
Yeah. For some reason, somebody's got this Zeta.
It's too bad we can't like put videos on here and just play them with sound.
Yeah, probably not true. It'd be too bit distracting.
We still
I
need-
think they never squeezed you.
I wasn't gonna pee in front of everybody,
Yeah.
and Putt wasn't there to eat me, so
Oh, well, that sucks.
Oh, dang.
that could even be the joke where Putt comes, boom, 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 comes into the scene. You don't have to show them. They're like, oh shit, move, get out of here! Here comes Putt.
Yeah, how do we show? I thought we've talked about it 100 times before about showing videos here.
Gotch Chuck, I'm having all the windows replaced in the house, so that's what the hammering is. Sorry, I will
don't hear a
mute.
damn thing.
I don't hear nothing either.
Evidently, it's like my
You
drums.
know why? Because Zoom cuts out background noise, and the people watching YouTube hear you through OBS. They don't hear you through Zoom.
Oh,
Oh.
Although
Well,
Zoom does have a feature where you can cut out. It has a processor where you can cut out noise. I've been using that. When we do the
OBS or
BabbleGab
Zoom?
on BabbleGab. Although the last BabbleGab on BabbleGab, God, everybody, it sounds like it had reverb. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it some more.
It did. We had a bit of an echo to us. Hey,
Oh yeah, we did. I heard that.
It wasn't distracting. It was okay. Hello, Keaton, the cool guy.
Hi, Keaton.
Hello, Keaton.
I like that name. That's cool.
I wonder if
we
he's
were
ready to-
Steve here on the corner. He hadn't seen the new lemon transformation yet, so he just watched it for the first. What do you think, Steve?
It was good.
People say that Terry doesn't transform enough, so I gave.
Well, I almost started crying in the middle of it. It was so touching.
It was touching.
Yeah. Hotel Clark.
Especially at the end, why the sour face? Did you see it, Putt?
No, and he's a lemon.
It's a new Transforama. Can't you pull? Can you? Good. These are supposed to be. You were in a Transforama channel, and these guys. At least Tony saw it.
Yeah.
Why don't you watch it, Putt? It's only like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
I will.
You know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Oh, a new Transforama video.
So I'm surprised somebody hasn't seen it and says it's making fun of Chinese people.
You're making fun of lemon people. Shame on you.
Yeah.
The Lemon Pipers. Yeah.
Lemon pipers.
Oh,
Wait, I should have used that.
Yeah, these are
Damn
lemon
it, Tony!
pipers,
Why
man.
didn't you? Well, you didn't know, but that would have been a good one.
Yeah. Could have been a lemon playing the
Damn it! I
bagpipe.
should have added that.
The lemon piper.
Damn it! That's a good, and that's one of my favorite songs of the '60s. Is Green Tambourine.
Ah.
Well, maybe I'll use it in the future one. Maybe if
What? Boy, I tell you, Chloe has become a demanding dog lately.
Yeah.
Ever since, we lost Stuart and then Tessa on, and now she's just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm talking about you.
says, "Hey Timmy, I watched your monster truck TF video when I was Little in my cousin's house. Do you mean the slideshow I did with Tracy Becoming the Monster? I think it was just a slideshow.
Hmm.
I would like to do an animated monster truck transformations. A lot of people would like that, I think. And it usually involves mud, which I like. So
Yeah,
that would
there you
be
go.
something for everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, Keaton. Gotchuk said I thought I was making fun of Cantonese people. Did you see it, Gotchuk? Did you see the new Transforama? I didn't share it on Facebook, so.
Well, I'm subscribed on YouTube, so I got the notification.
Nobody saw it on Facebook. It didn't get one like. I liked it, but it doesn't really count. I think Putt's watching it. Look, I'm looking at the reflection in his glasses to see if he's watching it.
I understand.
Don't look at my glasses.
Okay.
Was that how you tell what I was doing? That's why sometimes.
Yeah, I saw something that looked like a little pinky toe in the reflection of your glasses. What was that?
That was porn. That shut everybody up.
Did you see it, Putt?
No.
Goodness. Hi, Wendy Lou.
Hello.
Hey,
Give
Wendy.
me time.
Wendy is going to attend the watch party for. I want her for myself for the film. It's going to be at the Amelia Musical Playhouse on Amelia Island this Sunday evening at 7 p.m.
Oh.
Well, that sucks. I won't make it.
What do you mean you won't make it? You've got a core.
Well,
You go 300 miles.
You know of.
plus we have to Uber our asses off this weekend to.
Hey, you're Steve Arini. Just turned someone into a core, and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I watch me make. I'm not gonna say it. I'll give it away. Chloe,
I really think Steve Arini is really the breakout star in this one.
Oh, yeah.
How's that for on top of her?
He almost started the morning show today as Steve Marini.
Did I?
You were doing his voice like for a few seconds of the very, because Steve's power went out this morning, and then like literally 30 seconds before airtime, he came back on.
Well, I like it when he gets in that Steve Arini voice, he becomes says the funniest things. It's like something possesses you or something.
Yeah.
You gonna take one?
Huh?
You take one now?
Or you did?
Take one.
That's a Japanese karate move. Take one now.
You need a cigarette?
Yeah, I think the Aha song about that, or was it
Chloe,
Mr. Aha, Mr. or
Mr. Miyagi?
Taekwondo Me?
No, that was a Styx song, Mr. Miyagi.
yeah, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, you finally got me, Mr. Miyagi.
That'd be a good parody.
Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono.
That's a good parody. I
So
like
what, back in the 80s when they thought, the Japanese are going to take over, it's like, yeah,
Wax on, wax
Whoa.
off.
That was back when the
got
Ice
on
Age was supposed to
Mr.
happen. Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Wax
it.
on.
What do you got on
I
Mr.
hated that
Miyagi?
video.
I don't think anybody can hear me.
The video is even worse.
Gotchuk did watch it. He says,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't know,
See?
Timmy, why such the sour face? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It was something that was quick to do because I spent so much time trying to finish this film that everybody. I didn't neglect the Transforama network. I just had to take a break from it for a couple months. So I decided I didn't want them to think I floofied, so I had to give them something quick.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And that went over better than a lot of stuff I've done. So maybe I'll make Terry into snacks more often, hot dog or.
Because I remember there used to be an affiliate on the Big Bob show. There's this lady, and as a, hello, I'm your mama spherical.
Your mama's what?
Spherical?
Yeah.
I mean, she gets around.
Was that supposed to be a mama joke?
Mama's so spherical.
Jen caught that one.
I like watching all the cop shows on YouTube, and you always get some ratchet saying, you can't arrest me. You can't. I'm not getting out of this car. I'm a queen.
Do you know who my father is?
Oh God, that little video. I don't want to, but the combination of the eyelashes and the expression and the fact that the top of her skull was like half inch above her eyes. There's like no cerebral cortex at all.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about cop videos. There's this one. Wouldn't that be funny, Putt, if you're watching these cops and stuff, and all of a sudden you see you there when you were a cop, and you're like, "Hey, Jen, it's me," and you're all excited, and it shows your butt crack and stuff like that. And they actually pause it and then put a circle around your butt crack and zoom in. And you're like, "Stop! This isn't me. It's not me."
I've been watching a lot of these corrupt cop videos on there.
What would be Putt then? Yeah, you're watching a corrupt cop video and then you're on there. It's like,
oh my God, there's so many tyrant cops out there. Oh my God.
Bad cops.
No more donut.
I haven't had a donut in so long, and I miss donuts.
Yeah.
But Gracie and I for a while back in the O's, for a short period of time, we'd go to Dunkin' Donuts every weekend and get like a dozen donuts, and I looked like I was pregnant. It's like that is, I had to quit doing that, and I hated giving them up, but they were so good. Just can't do it.
I had donuts for the first time in months the other day. Just a couple donuts. I haven't had them in like 6 months.
I don't think I've had one since I've been in Toccoa.
Oh, and Gottschalk said he was in cops. That was another thing for your resume, Gottschalk, when you were talking about what things you were in. Oh, and speaking of which, I did find Heather Locklear. She was in one of my photo albums, so I've added her to the celebrity wall.
Oh, cool!
Isn't that funny? I didn't even remember having a Heather Locklear autograph until it was like, I'm like, wait a second, I've got her autograph. I probably lost it. And it was like one of those things where you're half asleep, 3 a.m, and you're thinking, I bet it's in a photo album somewhere. I wouldn't have just put it with a bunch of stuff, Sure enough.
I just
wouldn't put it in the stuff.
And I wonder if it's better to keep it in a photo album or to put it in a frame, because if there's ever a house fire, it's probably a better chance of surviving being in a photo album than just being in a frame.
Like you were describing last week, those albums where there's like plastic that goes over the picture, you want to avoid that because you'll never be able to get the picture back out.
Yep. But what you do is take some Play-Doh and then, copy her picture that way. And
That's a good, I never thought about that, Putt. That is some high-tech stuff there. That's why you are the high-tech genius guru. I actually, I won't give Darren a hard time anymore about the photo albums. It's pissed me off. It's actually like woken me up early in the morning where I can't go back to sleep because I'm thinking about those gosh dang things. What a stupid thing to do, but I'm not. He's going through so much stuff, with that move, the stuff he told me. I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm not going to give him a hard time anymore. We all do stupid things.
Oh, Steve, don't. Adjustable trucker caps on backwards look so stupid.
Well, he's doing it to get that reaction from you, Tony.
I know, but it's one of the things in life. It's like fingernails on a blackboard, except it's in mono, just to piss off Phil.
Hey, I'm gonna put my horns on backwards to piss off. I can't. Damn it.
I was trying to get
go ahead.
I was just trying to get the bill out of my face because it was driving me nuts.
Get Bill out of my face.
Oh my God! I mean, Picard, it didn't bother him any.
And Wendy Lou said my brother was on an episode of Cops, and Gottschalk said I got Mark Putt's autograph. That's pretty cool. No clue what he wrote before his autograph, but I got. Is it one of those school picture things where you're like, My whole yearbook consists of girls saying, I didn't know you, but I hope you have a wonderful life. It's like all of them said that. It's okay.
But I love
look at me now. I'm a dragon. How many people in high school can say that?
I love it on Facebook. You find your old schoolmates stuff on Facebook. And my high school was small, so I knew everybody. And like the hottest girl in the school when I was there. I think she was a class ahead of me. Says, "Oh, I love your style." I said, "Where the hell were you 30 damn years ago?"
Yeah, I know, right? Really. You find out 30 years later, oh, that Timmy was so hot, or Tony was so hot. I wanted to, I wanted to stick this up his, and all this stuff. Yeah, and then it's like, where were you at the time? I would have said yes.
All right, I'll be back in a
No, actually, probably not. I wouldn't have gotten a signal if they're sending signals. I'm terrible.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like that too. I got nothing. Like, unless they like jump right on top of me, I have no idea.
I found like love letters from girls in school like 20 years after the fact. I'm like, I don't remember this. No wonder I had no luck in school. It's like,
I'll be right back.
They want a daddy for their kids now. Is what they want.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Because I went through that for 13 years, and then the kid graduated, and guess where they went? Out the door. Out the door or through the window.
Good.
Aye.
I guess so. It was a tough 2 days. Then it got better. Gosh, like I said, my girlfriend in high school says she really liked me.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one you got now, right? He's like the only person in history to really end up with his high school sweetheart.
Yep.
You know, I didn't like Cops, the TV show, because it didn't show the truth. Because the cops are always on their good behavior when they were on there.
It's always funny them getting their stories straight with each other after. I don't know. I didn't watch it much. But Funniest Videos was the same producers, I think. It was interesting for a little while. And Bob Saget, he quit, and they asked why he quit, and he said he was tired of watching people's pants fall down. And
Bob Saget.
Yeah, because I used to not like
America's
him.
Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, I used to not like him because his stupid jokes.
Yeah.
And I was at a friend's house in Baltimore, and I can't stand Bob Saget. He's the most unfunny. And turns out he was a friend of theirs. He's like, he's a nice guy, and his wife just died. And I'm like, no, I felt like a heel. It's like Bugs Bunny. Jackass.
Well, I heard his problem was just crappy writers. What he did for stand-up was a lot different and better. He got really dirty.
Yeah. Very dirty when he did his own stand-up.
That would have been funny if Bob Saget had done it his way. Now that would have been that probably would have made it worth watching.
Yeah, but you can tell the writing was horrible on like the Fuller House and Funniest Videos. The writing was just horrible.
Yeah, I never did watch. I don't think I've seen a single episode of Full House.
It wasn't that great at all.
And Wendy said my nephew was just hired with St. Mary's, Georgia PD. Well, congratulations.
Hopefully he'll be a good cop.
I think so.
It's just a lot of these people become a cop. They want to be they're power hungry, and they're just, I don't know.
Yeah, a cousin of mine, he was in the police academy, and he posted on his Facebook, when I see someone pulled over now, I just got to smile. And I told him, I said, you've gone to the dark side.
Yep. And some cops will say the dumbest things. You know why I stopped you? Or we got a complaint? Or what is it? What's the other one? I don't know. My thing is, where are you coming from? Where are you headed? Like, what the frick business it is of yours? You know?
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell them anything.
Yeah, you don't say a word.
Well, the thing is, when they do that, they ask you all those questions. Is that it's the first part of a DUI test. If you can't answer the questions quickly and directly, they start to suspect that you're under the influence. Yeah. And then that's when it proceeds a little bit farther.
I can see what they're doing, but you don't have to answer the questions.
So, but you just have to answer it quickly. So, where are you headed? I was headed to my grandma's house. I was about to go. See, as long as you do it quickly, it doesn't matter how drunk you are.
Yeah. Go ahead. I didn't interrupt you.
I did. Gee whiz! Don't drive like that, Pud. Freaking me out.
You said I've been watching this TV show called The Rookies. You ever seen that, Putt?
In the 60s or 70s, right?
So, yeah.
Oh, this is a new ever. There was a show in the early 70s called Rookies, but this one is called The Rookie. It's totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds different. The name sounds different.
Rookies
from Rookies. Yeah. They spell like cookies, but it's like rookie. And then they have like cookies spelling out the O's.
This one is rookie as in singular. The one in the 70s was Rookies. Anyway, this is a good show, I thought.
No, I'm not. You can never get me to watch a show ever again. I'll never watch a show that was made past like 1974.
Well, me usually not, but
that guy doing.
Is that the scene from Deliverance?
No,
looks like the village from Deliverance.
I like what Tony said about Deliverance.
What's that?
He said that was written by a weird. He said it was written by a weirdo in the city.
Yeah.
Say it, Tony.
Yeah, it was written by basically a weird pervert from the city who thought all people out in the country were crazy and weirder than him.
Yeah.
Oh, and racist.
Well, it's basically he basically was saying it's a city weirdo writing a story about country weirdos. Yeah. You know, it's just like or what they think a country. Yeah.
Is people out in the country are all strange.
Yeah.
And they're all inbred and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think they're like that out in the country like that.
I lived in Alabama for 6 years.
By those jackasses.
Yeah. I lived in Alabama in 6 years.
Right down next to the KKK headquarters. Like, shit.
I mean, really, I lived in Alabama for 6 years, and nobody that I ever worked with or went to school with or anything was like that. There was one guy that there was one guy that was close. He put like deers, like pictures of deers for his seat covers and on his toolboxes, and stickers of deers, and he had that boy, that drum to talk like that, like Boomhauer, and he was a little bit he didn't have a problem like saying the N-word and stuff, and that was one guy, and everybody made fun of him, but he was a friend. I don't diss him. He was a good guy, but he was just he was and even he wasn't dumb. He wasn't a bumpkin like a total slack-jawed idiot. He just had some of those stereotypes about being the deer guy. And
well, where did Deliverance supposedly take place at? Where's the setting?
Right by Putt.
Got washed over eventually. I mean, they flooded the whole area.
No, I mean, what state is it?
Yeah, what state?
I don't remember.
Is it like Tennessee, Arkansas?
I don't know.
You could track it wherever it was because it was it's famously known that the town or whatever they were living in basically got they dammed it up and then they flooded the whole.
Yeah, I saw it on Oh Brother Where Art Thou. There was a movie like Southern Comfort that took place in Louisiana called Southern Comfort. It was like Deliverance.
Yeah.
It was about these like Army National Guard guys that were on some training thing, and they borrowed a canoe, and the people that owned the canoe didn't consider it borrowing, and there was this it was a scary movie. It was kind of like almost like a Vietnam movie, but in the bayou.
Yeah. And
they had this scene where they were like they went into some town, this bayou town that was weird. It was like all gypsy like, and it was a really weird movie, and people still talk about it. Have you ever seen it, Putt?
No, I haven't. I'll have to check it out.
Check it out, Southern Comfort. You probably like it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, if you like Deliverance, it's kind of like that.
Well, I wasn't a fan of Deliverance, but I saw it.
I didn't see Deliverance.
Song just takes too long to get rolling. I'd rather, if you want to hear something like that, listen to Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. They don't sit there going.
It does take us. Yeah. It does take.
Oh, they do. Did they do dueling banjos?
No, the Foggy Mountain Breakdown is the Flatt and Scruggs song. That's the one I can't listen to if I'm driving a car.
The part of that song I can't stand is like it's right when it's getting really fast, they slow it down. The first time ever I saw you.
You know, because of that, I can't play that song on my show anymore.
Well, you just put the snoring in it. It's funny. or like Barbara Streisand's song, that "Woman in Love" or whatever.
When I do the Wookiee.
The sheep.
I have a whole song with the instrumental of that, and the Wookiee's doing the whole. Well, I shortened it. It's only like a minute.
I laugh when you play that song from The Family and do the goat thing. Not that you need to, but it's funny anyway. For those who don't know, there's this band from the late '60s, early '70s called The Family, and I don't know why anybody would have hired this guy unless it was his band. But he has the most forced falsetto I've ever heard, and it's like, the way he says, it's terrible.
The goat is like,
the vibrato, the vibrato. Some people can do vibrato. Other people sound like Billy Goat.
Well, what did I call it? I thought it.
You said falsetto. That's when they.
Oh, I didn't mean falsetto. I said forced tremolo, forced vibrato. Yeah, it was.
I'd play that clip, but I'd probably get a copyright strike. So.
Play the first 2 seconds because I think it's in the first 2 seconds of that song.
Oh yeah, just the actual song itself.
Yeah, just the intro to it. I think he does. Yeah.
Is that called burlesque?
I don't know.
I think it is. No, best not.
No.
It's by the group Family, right?
Right.
Yeah, not The Family, because that's Charlie Manson.
Oh.
I wonder which one came first and if they copied each other with the. I don't know. That'd be funny if he heard about The Family before they killed people and they're like, "That's a good name for the band. Let's call ourselves that." And then 2 months later, they're in the.
Oh, I see. It's called "In My Own Time." I didn't do that.
Here we go.
Just a couple of seconds. Up.
Just picture that for 3.5 minutes. It's like...
Yeah.
Maybe the lead singer was a goat.
I think he might have been.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like he actually kind of sounds like what was the guy from Foreigner? Mick Jones had that kind of voice, and he's just like, I know she loves me, but a bear. It's like sometimes he'll sing that, but at the end, at the end of each sentence, there it's like.
Now, I won't play Barbara Streisand on here, but anytime I play a Barbara Streisand song, this always happens.
You know how that started, right?
What, you on
the wrong channel? It was an accident. I was just trying to mimic her for a song, and it ended up sounding like Chewy, and it wasn't. I wasn't trying to say she was like hairy or anything. It just came out like that. And it did, so the rest is just a coinky dink, I guess. But
I guess you're racist, huh?
I guess so.
Oh, this is the thing here. They get into this little neighborhood here with these weird sheds, and you see this guy. Good Lord.
That's what brought up the Deliverance thing when you were
But what I was looking at is look at we're getting up because these buildings with like no paint on the.
It looks like a facade. Like this is a Western facade. Look at that. It's a facade.
But look at what's holding the building up. Just random rocks.
I think what you're looking at is a set. A Hollywood set is what it is.
Is it? You think it is?
Just random rocks holding the corner of the building up.
That don't look very sturdy.
No, it don't.
I don't know that. I think even movie sets are a little more sturdier than that.
Well, you can see like daylight through the front window of that. Yeah, because there's like you can see the background through the door of that one building.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
It looks very much like a Hollywood Hill behind them there.
Yeah.
That does look like a Hollywood set.
Oh, look at Burbank. No, that's some other bank. Never mind. Main Street Bank. Yeah.
Because there was a guy named Burr, and he opened a bank there, and then they named the whole town after him. Burr.
Raymond Burr. Raymond Burr opened it.
I'll be back.
You'll be back. Gloria.
I'll be back.
Oh, that was my monkey bars for those that see. I didn't mean to have that. Keep that as my picture.
Yeah. And
they should have made Rey in Disney Star Wars a Wookiee. I think it would have been better received.
probably.
Oh my God! Somehow, I don't even know how it happened, but the Star Wars Wookiee Christmas video came up on YouTube the other day.
Oh, I actually saw that all the way through for the first time just like a year ago.
Wasn't that horrible?
Oh, the holiday special.
Yeah.
With like B. Arthur and some kind of bullshit.
Yeah, Jefferson Starship.
The man from Chico and the Man.
Yeah, and Art Carney.
Oh, that was it.
It was a very. I don't know what people were on when they wrote it or what Lucas was on. He like doesn't want to acknowledge that he had anything to do with it. And like that's
doesn't want anybody seeing it.
Too late.
I was surprised.
I remember watching it when it came out, when it was on the prime time thing.
And I know Carrie Fisher was on it. Was Mark Hamill and George Harrison? George Harrison.
Yeah, all of them were on it. But the thing is we were all excited to see it because there was no VHS then. So, and you watched Star Wars and then it was gone. There was no Empire Strikes Back. There was no way to see those characters again. So everybody was excited to see it. And then when it was on, we were like, what the fuck is this?
Stepping on my Wookiee dick.
They stepping on my dick.
The best part about that was the little animated part with Boba Fett.
I was just expecting to see, like Luke and Leia up there decorating a Christmas tree, or did they? I don't know.
But no, it wasn't Christmas. It was like Flubert
Life Day. Yeah.
I thought it was a Star Wars Christmas special.
No, it was holiday special, and the holiday was like Flubberty Day or whatever the heck.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, that's different then.
Kodachrome.
But it was horrible. Kodachrome. Don't take my Kodachrome.
Yeah.
When I first heard of Kodachrome, I was thinking, because I didn't hear the words of the song, I was thinking it had something to do with chrome with cars. That's what back in the day. I didn't think anybody would make a song about a camera. Because why would Mama take a Kodachrome when they usually take the car away for?
Yeah, there you go.
Mama don't take. Oh, I'm gonna get a strike on here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody hears my 4-year-old son boo-hooing in the background.
No.
Oh. It's his bedtime, so he always cries about it.
Ah.
So.
I always cry when it's not bedtime.
Man, I can't believe how close I came to not having a morning show this morning.
Yeah.
And I had buzzed my ass since I woke up to do show prep. To have everything ready. And I'm like, figures.
No, because I was listening to Q Star and the auto DJ, and then literally a minute before the show starts, I hear the auto DJ kind of blurp, and then the song changes in mid song. Steve's back.
I don't like doing that. I'm trying to keep the auto DJ from playing it's playing right now, but
of course.
I need to update the auto DJ is what I need to do.
Come on in, Chuck. We got a square to spare.
Or a spare to square.
Yeah, there you go.
Since you're back, I'll be back.
Really?
Okay.
Welcome back, Steve. Use toilet paper?
I guess.
It's a square to spare.
Another Seinfeld ref. That's killed us, Putt. That's ruined us.
It's my glasses cleaner. I use every glass.
Fine. Nobody cares, Steve. There you go.
It's a pretty hotel sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey.
Pretty cars. Kind of. They didn't know what good colors were back then.
Yeah, they didn't understand colors.
I think there was maybe the late 60s was about the only time where they knew what colors were. Because in the 70s they got back to the pastels again, just like the 50s. And then in the 80s, every car was either maroon, brown, tan, white, or brown.
Yeah.
Or maroon. Or maybe they might have had some faded kind of bluish gray color. There might have been some silver ones. Or some like champagne faded kind of useless gold-ish.
Yeah.
You know, gold is beautiful and silver is beautiful. But if you combine the two, it's no longer beautiful. You've either got a tarnished silver or you got a faded gold, which means fake gold. So it just doesn't work. You dig? They're like that Chewy. You know, the Escalade was that color. I liked Chewy, but it was kind of that metallic root beer. Wasn't, you know? Never understood that color. What are those? They run over light bulbs.
With
Horses. Happy horses.
Yeah.
I like happy horse. I'd like to be a happy horse. Of course, I wouldn't mind being a happy anything as long as I'm happy. But happy horse would be cooler because I could twirl my tail.
Cows. Whoa. Having a cow conference. I always remember seeing that when we were in summer vacation. We were in cattle country, and there would be like one cow, and then facing that one cow was like a whole bunch of cows in a semicircle. And they were having a cow conference.
I saw some show about animals in the 90s, and they had a farmer got charged by his bull, gored by it. He was on the ground hurting and injured.
Ouch.
And the bull backed up, and he was going to do it again. And all the cows made a circle around the farmer. And a couple of the cows, I think, died, and then the bull eventually gave up. And I avoided hamburger for years after hearing that. I felt so bad. It was wonderful. I mean, it was sad.
It was wonderful and sad.
Yeah.
I eat cows again because I saw a picture of this chicken with her wing up, keeping her little chicks out of the rain. So now I'm back to eating the cows again.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen anything cute or nice a turkey's ever done, so I don't mind eating the turkeys.
No, they're nasty, horrible things.
Turkey isn't even that good.
You know,
If you put a chicken in
deep fried it is.
Yeah.
I've had those.
Yeah, it just depends how it's prepared. It can be good. You know, personally, I like ham the best, but I won't eat ham or I won't buy it because basically how it works for me is how cute their butts are, and pigs have cute butts, so I don't want to eat the pig. You know, a dog has a cute butt, you know, so I wouldn't be able to eat a dog. But, you know, I don't think I've ever seen a turkey with a cute butt, or even a chicken, really, so I don't mind that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about butts.
Yeah.
Well, it's just about cute butts. I mean, if I'm a hunter, I don't want to be shooting a cute butt with an arrow. It's sad. It's you know.
Well, you generally shoot the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you practice, depending on what you're using. Either way, you practice.
Is that a bush?
Yeah.
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossom?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I guess they call them cherry blossoms because the color, or they're real cherries.
No,
a
because
cherry
they're
tree?
cherries. Yeah.
They could just be red birds, like they're red robins. Yum.
Oh.
I could eat a red robin. They don't have cute butts.
No.
They got good burgers too.
Yeah.
They did have good burgers. I don't know if they exist anymore. what I really liked were the onion straws. Those were so good.
Yeah. Actually, I had my 50th birthday little party thing, just Art, me, and somebody else at a Red Ramen. Oh,
Good.
no. Was it a Red Ramen or a BJ's?
I don't know what a BJ's is other than a big wholesale club. So Red Robin was good. My memories. It was just kind of expensive. It wasn't a place you'd want to eat to.
Well, the thing is, they give you like seconds on the fries and stuff. If you can flag down the
Flag
waiter
down.
using a firearm.
That's like Five Guys. They give you a whole shopping bag full of fries. Like literally, you'll never get through those fries. But you got to pay $25 for a combo meal there.
Right, and then you feel like you have to eat every damn thing, so you end up like rolling out of the place.
Yeah, they're good though.
I like Firehouse. They've got this new hot pickle sandwich, which is really good.
No, I ate at a Firehouse once, and I wasn't impressed. I never went back.
Well,
and it was a free meal. They just like had a grand opening, and I got a coupon for a free sub, and it I mean, it wasn't. It was better than Subway, I guess, but at least it didn't smell like cat pee and was all like bun was wet and stuff. But there was still, when you're a carnivore, you don't get good deals at those sub places because you basically just get a bread sandwich with a little piece of cheese and some pepperonis because they're used to like putting rabbit food all in to fill it up with a bunch of filler, sawdust and stuff.
What sandwich chain had the sandwich buns that they weren't split in half? They had like a V shape cut out of the top, and then they would stuff the stuff in there, and then we'd put the V shaped thing back on top of it.
I don't remember.
Familiar.
That was back in the 80s. It's a long time.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
I knew some really good mom and pop sub sandwiches in the 80s. There's one place near where I used to get my hair cut or had guitar lessons or something. And after that, I'd always go over and have one of their subs because they seemed to be a lot different and they were very, very good. I mean, they were delicious, but they were a little mom and pop shop, so you could, I don't know, just good stuff. And then, of course, that's not going to last.
Well, gosh, I said pub subs are the best. But you know what it all comes down to? Is you can go to your local supermarket, buy everything that they put on those subs, even like the oil vinegar sauce. You can buy everything and make your own subs for a tiny little fraction of the price.
Yeah, Wendy said it might have been Subway that I'm thinking of, with the V-shaped piece of.
I don't remember that at Subway. I just remember the cat pee and the hated that place.
Oh, okay.
They're going out of business.
Subway, but they changed it.
The worst place I had ever had anything. Darren loves this place, and I hated it. It was called Jimmy John's.
Oh, I don't like
it. Was just pure shit. And Darren acted like it was the best thing since anything. And it was just, it was basically like Crystal that we have down here. It's just, they got this place called Crystals, and they serve these tiny. I'll call them for the sake of the show. Let's call them hamburgers, but they're tiny, and they're on these little things that are about the size of a Hawaiian roll, but they're not good. It's a Hawaiian roll's good. These aren't good, and the meat is so bad, and it's gray, and the meat is so bad that these tiny little things, they're bite sized, and I can't finish one. They're so bad. And then I bought a frozen one at the supermarket. Well, maybe it's better because I knew a guy that worked there. He says the reason you don't like it is because it's like they probably scraped the mustard off of it and they leave them under the steamer for all day, and that's why they're gray. So I like, well, maybe the frozen one is different. And no, I still couldn't finish one one. It was terrible. But people act like Crystal is the best thing in the world. No, but they would serve regular burgers too, and they were fine. I don't get it. David, Godstock says, "Why don't you come in, Godstock? What are you doing? I'll read something from your book." What are you doing, Steve? With the,
I'm
you only
sitting
got
here
one
back-
eyebrow, Steve.
I have the other one raised.
Well, that's the only one we can
That's
see.
the only
other
one we
ones
can
don't.
see. There you go.
See? I used to have dark eyebrows, but
Ah.
They're still
cold
dark.
old age. Mm-hmm.
They're not like white or anything.
Not yet. Give him time. My whiskers are white. Look at that.
Yeah.
I paint my eyebrows white when I'm the drow elf.
I did. I darkened my eyebrows when I did Titanic.
Ah.
My eyebrows and the mustache I darkened.
And the pubic hair. That was disgusting.
How'd you know?
You showed me the movie.
Oh, that's right. You never know if I had a nude scene or something. I had to be ready.
Ratchet loved crystal burgers. He would order 10 of them. I just can't stand them. I thought Ratchet preferred Popias. Popia. Never mind.
Yeah, speaking of Titanic, the one I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
One thing, speaking of Titanic, I told Vicky about this all the time. It's bugged me since we did the show. Is the girl who played my wife in the show, the scene where she is supposed to be put in the lifeboat, and my character is supposed to stay behind. You know, if you're a married couple supposedly in love, wouldn't you give a kiss instead of just a buddy hug?
Yeah.
That's what we did, the buddy hug. I'm like, it just didn't make sense.
At least pork her up the butt.
Yeah.
What, you're gonna floofy in 5 minutes. Who cares?
Well, yeah, right there on the deck, the poop deck, I guess. This just took a wrong turn.
Steve's last word on the ship is a poop deck. What I think it is. Stop that.
But that's just bugged me all these years.
Gottschalk said Beef O'Brady's was excellent.
I think the girl who played my wife didn't want to do it because she knew I was a smoker. I think that was it. And they all bitched about smoke.
And you smell like cigarettes.
So?
Well, you don't actually have to French her or something like that.
That's what I thought, and I put breath mints in for Pete's sake,
That was, I wouldn't have wanted to kiss you, Steve, either.
Well, I wouldn't want to kiss you either.
That's good to hear. There was, remember that, Steve, I showed you that video and those two, it was like love at first sight, and this man and woman see each other at the supermarket, at the grocery store, and they just start tonguing each other. I mean, it was like, whoa.
Which show was that? Was that the one you were in?
Yeah, it was Lovesick, and they kept doing it, and I'm like, that would have made me uncomfortable.
I was doing the little short clips.
Yeah, little short stories,
yeah.
and I had to play that gay guy.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, wow, that's a different switch here.
I hated that, but
you didn't have to kiss him or anything.
No, but it was. What I didn't like is I played two different characters, or I was in two different scenes. There were supposed to be two different characters. The first one I was a singing telegram, which was my favorite, and then the second time I come in later in the show was this gay guy, but I wasn't acting gay. I was but it was with another guy, and we were.
You know how many straight actors actually they do gay characters?
Yeah, but it wasn't talking like with the lisp or anything. It was just. But the thing is the director's wife wanted me to wear the same singing telegram outfit that I had in the. I don't like, but I'm supposed to be a different person. But the guy's wife, the guy's wife said I should wear the same. I'm like, I'm not the same character.
Maybe the first person turned you gay, and then.
Well, no, it's just like that. You're gonna make me gay for both characters now, but both scenes. You suck. I didn't like doing that show.
Well, yeah, the first scene you were with a female, though, weren't you?
I know. With a singing telegram, and so I was supposed to be a whole different person. And it's like, well, shit, you're making me wear the same outfit, so now they're going to think I'm gay in the first scene, too.
Now, some directors, I question what they do. But...
It's not just the director, it's his wife said it, so she said it, so it's like handpicked.
You ever thought about directing a show yourself, play yourself or something?
No, I'm too much of a ham. I want to be out there doing it.
Yeah. That's why I would love to direct once. That'd be kind
Why
of
don't you come out here and direct one?
Well, they probably want you to have a little experience with directing, not just off the street,
No, anybody can direct there.
I mean, I have stage or theater experience, but not any.
You just basically, you just tell Jill you want to. It kind of helps if you kind of know her, I guess. If you just come off
And
the
it helps
street.
if I live out that way.
Yeah, it would kind of. I want to direct. Where do you live? I live in Tampa. Well,
Yeah,
it could present a problem.
Drive that way every day, back and forth. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a commute? I'm sure people have had commutes like that.
I can probably get in a direct one at St. Pete City Theater. The one that I usually go to up in Clearwater, they have their own permanent director there. But St. Pete.
Too bad they don't have like a bullet train there where you could just get here in like 45 minutes. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If they had that, I might be.
But then you'd be like, "You missed my stop." You're all the way in Georgia, Savannah. You missed my stop.
Supposed to direct the play in 20 minutes.
We do have to do Policewoman 2025.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Oh yeah, we put that on Brilliant Garbage.
We would. Yeah, I want to do. Well, yeah, I want to do that for Brilliant Garbage. I think it'd be funny.
2025.
Next on the special edition of Policewoman 2025. I think that'd be fun.
We'll get fun. Another thing would be fun to do is the $6 Million Man 50 years later, the Bionic Squeak.
Bionic Squeak?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the $65 man.
Yeah. Or a $65 upgrade or something. He has to have windows installed in him.
Oh, no.
So when he activates his Bionic, you hear that Windows startup music.
No, the modem music.
Oh yeah, the modem. Yeah, the dial-up. Oh, that'd be funny. See what Nebs is missing.
Yep.
Oh, laugh, Putt.
He was supposed to do all the windows today, and one of them's back in his trailer strapped up.
I see Putt's mouth moving.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I don't hear him.
Give me a.
No, he's making fingers.
He's talking, but I don't hear nothing. Could be he's talking to Jen or something. Let's everybody talk like Putt. Ready?
Yeah.
He could be on the phone too. That's a possibility.
But just in case you're actually talking to us and not Jen, you might want to turn your microphone on.
There we go.
Oh,
okay. Wondering I was getting ignored. And one of the things I don't like about some directors is when you hire an actor to do something, a lot of times you work with them, you do rehearsals and stuff, and you let them bring their self to the role. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You let them interpret the role, do it their way, and do that kind of thing. And hopefully you guys are kind of on the same page. But as far as line delivery and all that kind of stuff goes, you hire the actor because they have something that they of themselves they want to put into this, or you have something you hire them because they have something to offer to the role.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting thing. You don't want to micromanage them to the point where you get you can't let them spread their wings a little bit and do their interpretation of what's going on. You know what I mean? And when you have that kind of flexibility, you end up with some really good moments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we talked about AI is because it'll never have that human touch that only a human can do.
It'll never have that human touch. But, I worked with some good actors and I worked with some shitty actors, but some of the best ones I worked with were ones that would envelop that role. And I remember one time I was doing this play with this girl, and her name was Star in real life. not to be pretentious, but just happened to be her name. And then, but she and I had been working together, you know, and working our lines and doing all this kind of thing and seeing what good we could get. And it was really cool because I ended up starting, her name was Clarice, and then all the script, it was written as Clarice. And I just started calling her Claire. And she loved it, you know, because it was a lot more natural that when I'd walk into the room and call her Claire than whenever, you know, she didn't have a place to go maneuver around that, and she really did. But what was one of the worst ones? I shouldn't say worst. One of the worst writing examples I had. This was a Jewish play. There was a woman that wrote it, was actually a Jewish person, and she was talking about her poor deceased Hyman, and we were looking at each other, and she kept saying Hyman this and Hyman that, and I missed my Hyman. And that's when the director steps in and says, "We can't call him that." And she's like, "Why not?" I said, "Well, that's not something you call somebody. You don't call somebody that today." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So we ended up.
What does it mean, Putt?
Hymen is part of your female anatomy that's supposed to get broken whenever you're no longer a virgin. It's an actual physical thing. And so she's walking around talking about Hymen this and Hymen that. We ended it, changed it to Moisha. You know, and the director said, "We got to stop this. I mean, you got to call him Moisha or something like that."
What if you give someone the Hyman maneuver?
You could give them the Hyman maneuver. I've done that a few times. And some girls love it, some girls don't.
The Gottschalk said $6 million man, but they don't make parts for his antiquated equipment anymore. And is it my end, or is the feed pauses about every 10 seconds for about a second to keep going?
Yep.
I don't know.
$6 million man. If they had to keep him upgraded, he'd be the $6 billion man now.
Yeah. Inflation. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, but imagine him trying to get a new bushing or something, and they don't make it anymore.
Exactly. They're like so precisely engineered that now you can't get one. You know, it's like a German airplane.
It's like the space program. Oh, they forgot how. It's like, yeah, there's that.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. I wonder how they make that noise. What is that noise?
I think if you speed it up or slow it down or put it in reverse, you'll probably hear it. Probably just something that.
Maybe it was a leaf rake. You know, have you ever strummed one of those things?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that is. That'd be interesting to find out.
There was a 80s movie or something like that called Return of the $6 Million Man, and they had
I saw that.
You're right back.
And it was kind of cool because, you know, old Steve Austin sounded exactly like he always did, like with his eyes and all that, and he would make that sound and look like he was running in slow motion. But they upgraded it so whenever his kid would run or whatever, they did it in fast motion, so it looked more quote unquote.
Oh yeah, he had like a blurry image because he was nuclear powered.
Right, like a blurry image and all that, yeah. And he was a lot more speedy or whatever you want to call it than Steve Austin was, and it was a pretty cool movie. But
yeah, I remember Jamie Summers was running next to him, and he ran faster than her, and he goes, she says, "I feel like a defective model."
It's like some of the ways they get sound effects is pretty cool. In Star Wars, the blaster sounds were a guy went out and was hitting a suspension line that held up a telephone pole, smacking it. It would make that barrel sound. It sounded just like the laser beams you hear on Star Wars. In Star Trek, to get the beam up effect or the phaser effect, they'd take an electric guitar, play that, and then they'd run that electric guitar backwards. And with the phaser, they'd add a few B's, like some B sounds, just a little bit, so it had that warble sound. So they'd have that, electric guitar going backwards with a few, warbling bee sounds around it. It was a cool effect, vision sound effect. But anyway, I could go on about different ways they made different sounds that were really cool.
Yeah, and Indiana Jones, the giant rock that's rolling towards Indy,
Uh-huh.
that's the sound of like a Honda. I think it was a Honda Civic rolling
Yeah.
down a hill with the engine off. It was just the sound of the tires against the ground. And the Ark of the Covenant, when they slide the lid back, that's a toilet tank lid.
Really?
Yep.
Cool. Don't look at it. Don't look at
Now
it.
that curtain there is from Star Trek, isn't it?
Could be. I don't recognize it, but it could be.
Like you're in the transporter room.
Oh no, that's not from the transporter room. That entire transporter room set was actually used in the Next Generation. They just kept it exactly like it was from the show initially.
If I remember correctly, the bottom part of the transporter for the TOS was used for the top part of the transporter of the Next Generation.
Right. Exactly.
So that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
I tried installing the bionic sound effects and speed, and it didn't sound like anything different. It just sounded weird.
Might have just been a synthesizer.
Well, if they had them that were useful back then and not so expensive, they probably would have.
Well, the Move came out in what, 59?
Something like that, but not a lot of people knew how to use it. And, it was the woman that made the first piece of electronic music, made it for the Doctor Who theme, using she had a Moog, or they had a Moog on BBC, and she was able to use that and make the, that for the Doctor Who show.
It's amazing how they come up with these sound effects, I think.
Yep.
Like the Bewitched Twitch, I've always wondered what that was.
That twinkle, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Always wondered. Because I've tried.
Xylophone.
It's what?
A xylophone?
It might be one of those.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
It sounded a lot like it.
Yeah. But it's just little cheesy sound effects can make a big thing,
That becomes a trademark.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can twitch.
It's like some of the TV theme songs from the 70s. When I was incarcerated in the hospital, I watched a lot of Gunsmoke, which I truly enjoyed. I never watched Gunsmoke before, but I really liked it. And then the other show that from a little bit later was Sanford and Son. And that wasn't nothing special. I don't know how they think they just did it with conventional means, but it actually has lyrics to it, and I don't know them, but they're pretty cool lyrics.
In the junkyard, we're sitting on our butts in the junkyard.
Gottschalk says what's a TIE fighter is either a lion or lion something slowed down. It's covered up. Yeah, that noise that the spaceship makes in Star Wars sounds like a man screaming or growling or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or a creature or something. I love watching Foley teamwork on movies. Hi, Joe Man. You come say hi to everybody.
Saying good night. Good night.
Here, come here and say it in the microphone. He wants to say goodnight. He's in it. Oh, God, you're getting heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Night.
He wants to hear. Okay, now.
Hello. Good night.
Good night. What's
Night.
Did
Little boy.
you hear them, Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hi, Timmy.
Hi, Timmy.
Hi, Joey.
Say hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Joey.
Say hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hi.
Say goodnight.
Say hi,
Good
fire.
night.
Say hi, fire truck.
Huh?
Say hi, dump truck.
Say hi, dump truck.
Hi, dump truck.
Oh, he said it
what-
right. Darn it.
What was that you said? Oh, hey, tell him you're a sneaker.
I'm Nika.
He can't say sneaker right.
So so the bathroom window didn't fit. So he's given up on that and gave me $300 off.
Uh-oh.
So he's got a hole?
No, I just got the old window.
Oh, okay.
It's okay because it's a smaller window. So if it's got the veins in it, and so does the bay window, and it's only 2 away from the bay. It works out. It's okay. So he'll come back. He is beat. I'm hoping he's okay driving home. He's like, wow, I never seen him like that. They're gonna come back later to put the shutters back up and put the little shed windows in. I got to paint the shutters tomorrow while he's gone.
That's good.
Yeah,
I shudder to think.
Well, even the
What color are you painting them?
white, which is weird because the shutters. Get this: you buy shutters at Lowe's, they're black. What?
Uh-huh.
Plastic.
That's racist.
Yeah, no, they're yeah.
You're racist?
So, yeah, that's what that's. I don't know if anyone saw the irony in that with the that YouTube comment that I was talking about.
People are bananas.
It's just it's like the Simple Minds or something. It's like, yeah, I turn people into things. I turn somebody into chocolate. So now that's that's racist. Why is it racist? Well, because of African Americans. I didn't say anything about African Americans. You did. I just turned someone to chocolate.
So tell them that if you eat a Hershey's bars, I mean you're racist. Then I tell them that.
I think I ended the conversation pretty good. Did you hear the conversation, Steve?
I didn't know.
See if I can bring it up again.
Was it recorded somewhere? Or?
No, it's just in YouTube comments.
Oh, okay.
It's on one of my Transforama videos that I did last November.
So somebody thought you were racist because of it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's,
I'm tired of this racist crap.
I think everybody is. Everybody. Did you see the video I put in our film chat? Our messenger. Look at the link I put in this morning. Pretty funny. I like this guy. He's a YouTuber. His name is Daniel Bolin. Check him out.
Okay.
He's an English guy who lives in Spain. He's really funny. And he's just so dry, his sense of his delivery.
I didn't want to change this, but it looks like somebody's grabbing Tony's ears there.
I know.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Here's a comment. So it's a video where I turn Rob to chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And he becomes all these different things
Right.
as chocolate. And somebody said, seriously took racism to a whole new level. And I said, I don't understand what you mean. Explain. And they said, apparently the boy or girl, I think, was white and the chocolate is black. That means it could be kind of racist. However, there's white chocolate, which is white. You should have made it to white chocolate. Hope this helps. By as in a different comment, by as African-like. And I said, you're comparing races of people to food, and you're saying my contents is racism? I don't get it. And they're like, I'm just informing. I'm not racist. Just chill. But I don't know. I think I did the right thing. Just put it back in their court. Explain yourself. What do you mean? I didn't make anything. I didn't say anything about African person or anything. I turned somebody into chocolate. What would you like it to be? Blue chocolate? It wouldn't really be chocolate, would it?
Then they'd be making fun of you for saying something about you're making fun of Smurfs.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, and then they said, well, why didn't you start off with a black guy and make him into chocolate? Well, that's not racist then. It's just like there's nothing they can say once you put it back in their court. See, that's what you do. Instead of me defending myself or whatever, I just said, oh, explain. What do you mean? And they'll lose every time.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Smurfist.
Yeah.
I'm a Smurfist.
Yeah, you're a Smurfist.
Well, it ain't us who calls New Orleans, Louisiana, the chocolate city.
Yeah,
that's true.
Who calls it that?
That ain't chocolate.
I've never heard it called chocolate city, but
I heard it called the Big Sleazy.
Yeah.
Where's Gottschalk? Other than in chat.
No.
I heard people from Hershey, Pennsylvania called Chocolate Town.
And
Boy,
what do
I
they
bet
call
that
the highway that goes through that?
Hershey Highway. Because I bet when you go through, I've never been there.
I have. My
So
daughter was born there in Hershey.
So does the whole place smell like a dirty diaper? Because that's what milk chocolate smells like.
No, we toured the Hershey factory up there. It was really cool.
Yeah, I've done that. I liked it.
Didn't get you sick?
No.
Oh,
I mean, I can't eat a Hershey bar, but milk chocolate does have that dirty diaper smell to it. I understand.
Like going to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Well, I think his was in Germany, so I think that I can picture it being a good chocolate. I would say the Europeans got us beat on chocolate. Milk chocolate's not very good. They do love it.
That's why I like dark chocolate. I like
dark chocolate. That's what I made Rob into, dark chocolate. So nobody can consider me a milk chocolate person.
Racist.
I don't know. I mean, I will eat milk chocolate if it's there. It does have that weird smell to it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's edible.
It's edible. I'm not saying it's horrible. It doesn't make me sick. It's just it does have a bit of a dirty diet. So does sometimes buttered popcorn has a little bit of that smell to it. It's just there's some certain foods that kind of has a weird smell you kind of get over because you still like it, but it's like
If you're smelling crap a lot, maybe.
What?
Are you smelling crap a lot?
Yeah.
Sir crap a lot.
Oh, Gottschalk says he's watching some weird TV show nobody ever heard of called Battlestar Galactica with Lauren Green.
Oh, who is?
I think they got like a male Starbuck or something like that.
I remember it.
I do too.
I can't believe that they did a reboot a couple of years ago with Tom Cruise.
Reboot.
Yeah, they call it Cattle Car Gigantica.
Yeah, there you go. A reboot of a reboot.
Yeah, so is Starbuck a female in this one or a male?
Who knows? But it's like what's his name is Hello Mutta, Hello Fada. It's like the parody song that has been itself parodied at least a dozen times since then.
Yeah, that song was a parody to start with.
Right, but you hear parodies of the parody.
Yeah, and people that did the parodies probably had no idea it was a parody.
I kind of like the parody I have of the cruise ship.
That's one of the ones he's probably talking about.
Yeah.
And, I like that one.
When he said she had a layover in Germany from Greece, and they had bought chocolate, it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I will. I said there is one American chocolate I do love, and that's I do think that peanut butter eggs like Reese's that's just like the food of the gods. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You don't like peanut butter cups?
I like them. It's not my favorite. It tastes good, but
I love them, but I just can't eat them.
Yeah, well, I won't talk about them anymore then.
Well, my problem, I could eat like 500 of them.
Yeah, that's my problem. And they're like 400 calories a piece.
Oh yeah, I always like the commercials. You got your chocolate and my peanut butter.
You got your dick on my. Boy, Tony Gagnos ruined us, or he ruined me.
And if you guys want to check out, apologynon.com, there is none of that kind of humor in any of the Apology Non films.
Yeah, damn it.
Nope.
There isn't? Are you being facetious?
I hope not.
There was a couple of dirty things, like in Saturday, the finger.
Neb wrote that.
Neb
wrote that whole scene. That led to my divorce.
Yeah,
it did. We had a big fight over
the
that.
only word you get between your legs is when you ride your broom or something like that.
Ride your awful broom. Yeah.
What led to your divorce, Timmy?
It didn't lead. It was one of the bricks in that wall.
Okay.
So, we were going to Jacksonville to attend Gracie's mom's wedding, and we were staying the night at her house. And we were on our way, and Josh and his cousin, this little girl, were in the back seat, and they were saying dead Jew jokes, like the Holocaust jokes. And Gracie and everybody they were laughing. I wasn't laughing. And then they were talking dead baby jokes. Gracie was just laughing. They were just cutting up. So somehow a conversation came up later that night before bed. How much I thought the scene was so funny that Neb came up with it. She's like, well, I got to tell you, I was offended by that scene. But you weren't offended by the dead babies and stuff. And I basically told her, you make me want to die. I don't even want to, I was really starting to let the truth come out that she's just destroyed my soul that night. I think it kind of
was nothing. But Nebsra was nothing bad, like Jewish and.
It was funny. It was just funny.
Yeah.
It was just dirty sex humor is all it was. I thought it was hilarious. I still think it's hilarious.
What was the joke?
Hoodoo and Witchy Poo in Saturdalia. You know who I'm talking about.
Right.
So she zaps herself in, and you find out they once had this fling, and I don't remember the jokes, but you're just but he says you're just jealous.
Yeah. Go on. I'm sorry.
She's just like, I wish I could just pull up the scene.
Yeah, I thought I had it somewhere, but I don't know.
Somebody that has access to YouTube without it would be easier just to pull the scene up than me try to explain it, because I haven't seen it in years, and it is relevant. And can one of you play it? Just say audio. Well, let me see if I can. I don't know if you'd hear the audio on my end. I don't have to pull it up on YouTube. I've got it on my hard drive.
Yeah, because you're running OBS, I don't know if it would work at all.
On my end or your end? I think I was able to play audio for you. Let me see if it works.
Well, Steve did the line. He can do the line again.
I don't remember word for word.
I don't remember it. It's been so long. It's been 11 years. Okay, I found the file. Let's see. Can you... First of all, I'll see if you can hear it when it comes up. Well, come up.
Nothing.
I don't have anything either yet. You hear it? Did you hear any of that?
Nothing.
Oh, I got to share the screen or something. But
Yeah.
it probably won't let me.
Well, I can...
Send request. I can request sharing for this meeting.
I found that I can download the audio here in a second.
Yeah, Steve probably would have better luck. I'll tell you where it is in the film, okay?
Oh, I got it. It's actually a whole scene by itself.
Okay.
So I just have to. Wrong file. I just have to put it here. And
boy,
paste.
Sounded worse than me.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Excuse me.
All right.
But Minkle amongst yourself, it'll take about 60 seconds. Oh, that's mingling above yourself among yourself. Okay. Would you believe? Would you believe I have the audio?
Not yet.
I do. Right here. Because I got the fair people of Lidsville.
Greetings, fair, insignificant nincompoops.
You hear it, Putt?
Yeah.
I'm through with you, your old hat. Besides, nobody is in charge of me.
Who said that? You?
Oh, I thought that was you, Witchy Poo. I could see your nose coming a mile away.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't talk about noses.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Women love my nose. They say it's Romanesque.
I think they call it that because they accidentally put Trojans on it by mistake.
Well, at least I have girlfriends. The last time you got wet was because your date threw a bucket of water on you, hoping you would melt.
Is that so?
Yes, 100% true.
Pretty strong words for a man who can make his hat big, but not the head that fits inside it, if you know what I mean.
You're only jealous because the only wood you ever get between your legs is when you ride your awful broom.
That was funny. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it at all.
That's not because there's nothing graphic about it. You know,
Yeah.
talking about putting things up, people.
It's all implied.
Like, put a radiator in your butt. You know, it's like okay.
Yeah, and well, Gracie would also almost get violent if I mentioned Porky's. You know,
Mm.
that we finally showed Josh Porky's when he was 16. Oh my gosh, he just thought it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
But she had no. And the problem is she'd have no idea, no problem playing something 20 times as graphic.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Gottschalk thought it was funny. The whole movie is pretty good. Saturdalia, if you like. Now, Gottschalk said he was going to watch I Want Her for Myself, but we'll never know because he's not going to ever join us, I guess.
Mm.
I'm waiting for Putt to watch it or download it so I can get rid of that file. It's
I'll
like
watch
eight.
it.
It's
I'll
8
probably
gigs.
watch
It's
it tomorrow.
do what?
I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Well, I hope you dig it. You're in it. Not your dick, but you're in it.
Oh my.
This audio comes over pretty good on YouTube.
Yeah, we heard it pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I noticed your Steverini is better.
oh, when from going from Hoodoo to Steve.
I think Steverini is more polished and
Well, since then I've been doing the voice a little more too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But it's still good in Saturday.
It was good, but I noticed it. Well, I was like, I think he's better at Steverini.
Yeah.
I mean, you owned it with Steverini.
I'm gonna make my butthole disappear.
Well, it was and you weren't trying to be. I mean, you were kind of trying to be someone else, but you weren't. You were actually kind of your own character this time.
Yeah, because I don't think we have so much of the Hoodoo laugh. If it did, it slipped in there.
I think you did it. I think you did it once.
Because I have to do the laugh kind of to get into the character.
I think you did it when you can shake her flipper at the aquarium after the show. And you started gagging. That was an spontaneous thing. If people don't think you're hilarious in this, and they got a problem.
Yeah.
I think you're like the funniest thing of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Putt had one of the killer lines, though. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. Now we want to give all the thing away before people see.
But it was one of Michael McCartney's favorite lines. Putt did.
Oh, good.
And it was. I think it's one of the funniest lines of the movie. I say play. Because it was so much fun. It was like playing with myself.
Huh?
I like playing with myself, and I want. Never mind. I don't want to.
My special guest this week on American Top 40, the Hockleys.
Hockleys.
Hmm?
We could have had a Casey spoof, but you already had.
Was it the Hogleys or Hockleys?
Hoggleys.
Hoggleys.
But
Okay.
Don Heisler already.
Yeah,
it sounds like
Don.
Casey.
That was the Don I was looking for, you fucker.
Yeah. That's the Don he was looking for. His brother Don Heisler.
Yeah. Oh, I did something years ago where I said the only show that has the entire Kasem family: Stacy, Lacey, Tracy, Casey, and Fred.
Excuse me. Funny, Fred. There's always that one.
Yeah, it's always an odd one.
It was so sad when everybody figured out Shaggy's real name.
Yeah. And then we find out. Go ahead. What is Shaggy's real name?
Norval Roberts.
Oh, that's right, Norval.
Is it really? Wow.
Or Norval Rogers. Yeah, one of the two. Yeah.
Norval Redenbacher, maybe.
Yep, Norval.
Norval does sound like that would be his name for some reason.
But I never knew, or I just didn't remember that Casey did the voice for that weirdo in Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Josie and the Pussycats, Speed Buggy, and Scooby all had the same exact characters. They just had different names.
Yeah, they did. That's because,
Shaggy was in all three of those shows. He just had a different name.
Was Casey doing Speed Buggy too?
He might have done the Shaggy character. I think he was like a pit crew guy or something. He's the same guy. And I think he might have been a roadie on Josie and the Pussycats, but he was still Shaggy.
Yeah.
And they all had the Fred. They had the guy that was the know-it-all smart guy.
Well, the guy he played on Josie and the Pussycats didn't have quite as cartoony a voice. It was kind of a little bit more normal.
He also played Robin in the Justice League.
Yeah, Robin. Right, Batman.
Yep.
Only number one's Batman.
The right Tennessee. Was he like that?
Jeep Tennessee.
Yeah, my favorite Casey voice is a. Hey, Casey. Take that out of your mouth, screaming fat Albert. Take that out. Stop it. Spit it out. That was disgusting.
That's nasty.
Be funny. Hey, but man, or hey, man. I can't get it. Never mind. Or you could have Mushmouth do it. Hey, but man, on today's top 40, we got.
Oh, the top of the 40, but I don't know. I can't really do them any. Now, Mushmouth wasn't the one with the chewing gum wrapped over his head, right?
No, what was his name?
Sure.
There was Dumb Donald and Mushmouth, and I get them. Okay, Mushmouth had the chewing gum on his head.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Right.
No, I didn't watch this.
Dumb Donald, I don't remember which one he was, but
He had that really weird looking face. Looked almost like a gopher or something.
Well, did he have like eye holes in his hat thing, and he was looking through those?
I think that was Mushmouth that did. But when I was 6 or 4 years old, I didn't know what the heck was on his head.
Yeah.
I thought it was a shell or a stocking cap or something.
Even to this day, it still looks weird. It's like me and Jack Porter both had something in common, is that when we were little kids, the hee-haw part where the donkey opens his mouth real big.
Oh yeah.
We couldn't figure out what that was. Yeah, neither one of us, because I thought I was the only one that couldn't figure out what that shape was. Where they'd show the hee-haw, and he didn't either. I mean, we both figured it out as we got older, but.
Well, it was like me and I Love Lucy. I thought the big heart. I thought it was a butt.
Still looks like I think it is a butt. Lucy was into that stuff. Yeah.
I Love Lucy's butt.
Everything was a butt. It's like,
That's Lucy's
Yeah,
butt.
the beginning of My Three Sons, it looked like there was more paired legs than three.
that's true. It was like
Well, you had Fred McMurray's legs.
Oh,
yeah,
the-
so there was like
Yep.
8 of them.
and I
and
want
then
to
you
know
had-
what I always want to know how they managed to smash the text like they did too.
Yeah.
And well, a bigger question that somebody asked on Movie Chat was, why does the theme sound like an Italian folk song when that really had nothing to do with the family?
They weren't Italian.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was very, very like stereotypical folk, like Italian kind of thing.
I'd play it or I'd get a copyright strike.
For what show is this?
My Three Sons.
My Three Sons.
Oh,
So they'd have with the accordion and all that stuff.
right.
It is a little unusual when you think about it.
Well, that extra set of legs was Uncle Charlie.
And one of the pairs of legs looked like it was being hung from,
Yeah.
like they were dangling, being hung.
Uncle Charlie had to be replaced. He floofied. Because
Yeah.
it was originally Fred McMurtz from
Fred McMurtz.
from All in the Lucy.
All in the Lucy. All my Lucy's.
Well, what was Stan Livingston, when he was on our show, he explained that that the Fred Mertz Folly, I don't remember, that he really took a liking to him and bought him a brand new, really nice surfboard and stuff.
Talking about William Demarest or Fred Frawley? William
Frawley, yeah. That he had a bad reputation of being this alcoholic and all this, but he said he was really nice to him, and they would have lunch together. So this sounded like he was a real nice guy.
So William Demarest came in and they didn't have a good relationship.
Yeah, with Vivian.
William
Van.
Demarest was Uncle Charlie.
He looked like a mean guy, didn't he?
I mean, you know.
He just kind of looked mean. That red hair and the.
So he should have played that character on the Andy Griffith Show and been a little prick to Opie more. You know?
Don't remember him being on Andy Griffith.
No, he was being, you know. Never mind.
Did Opie have red hair?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Well, Ron Howard always been a redhead.
Well, why didn't nobody else in that family have a red hair?
Well, there is a story behind that.
Oh no! Hope it didn't involve Aunt Bee's blueies.
As a matter of I love that you mentioned.
Gotchchuck's taking us back, saying Casey did Mark in Battle of the Planets.
Oh, Puck was in Battle of Planets?
Yeah, G-Force. It was like it's like one of the first anime shows. I guess you could consider Speed Racer anime, but
yeah,
for us Xers, that was kind of the first kind of anime cartoon that we watched.
Now, am I considered Gen X or a baby boomer?
You're a boomer. Late
These are
boomer.
up to 1964.
Oh, so we just got in under the wire. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes,
So Timmy's a Gen Xer.
I am. So's Putt.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it goes to like 79.
Man, if Steve was on the damn show, it would be like you'd get these grandmas and he'd put them in a pit and say, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again, you know?
Man of Steel. Who did you say?
Yep.
No idea.
It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. And it's like, you know,
Yes,
Barney
they have some Silence of the Yams. And
Yeah.
Timmy doesn't like movies like that.
I tell you what, you know, I tell you, I can't do it right now.
I saw it once. I didn't care for that stuff, really. I never
I
cared.
like Anthony Hopkins. He's a cool guy. But if you want to watch Anthony Hopkins without like people getting killed, you can watch The World's Fastest Indian.
Okay.
I'd rather watch him kill people.
See, that's the problem with Darren, is the only one that really makes me watch movies. and he wouldn't watch the Indian one. He'd make me watch people getting their heads put inside out and stuff. And that's the stuff he likes. So and then when I want to watch something, I got a real good movie about Brian Wilson. Oh, my DVD player doesn't work. He'd always give some excuse why he can't watch anything that I want to watch.
I know people like that.
I didn't do that to you.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh.
Unless you feel guilty.
I didn't do that. You're the one that we were at that hotel and was wanting to watch a Turtles movie and you wouldn't watch it.
That's because you're watching this little teaky tiny
laptop.
And I didn't want to scrunch together with 3 people on a bed watching a little screen.
Well, it's not like it was porn. It was just a movie about the turtles.
That's because it wasn't porn. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense now. Yeah. I haven't heard from Lisa in a year or two now.
I hope she's okay.
I hope so. I've texted her, I've emailed her, and she didn't get back anymore. She was so nice. I enjoyed doing the cons with her.
Yeah, she seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. She made a costume for Wendy, when we went to our first con, so she was so nice. I know she's had some kind of cancer. And she was.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and she kind of quit doing the chemo and stuff because it was doing her more. She thought it was doing her more harm, and she was trying to find.
Lisa did?
Yeah, Lisa. So she was trying to find homeopathic remedies or something. I don't know, but
I hope she's okay.
Hope so. Nice to hear from her. Yeah, she was Wendy said she's very nice. Well,
I would like to go to a con again sometime, though.
Well, we will. I think we should make a goal to go to either the Tampa or Orlando one and all hook up.
Yeah.
And it's only Tony can get there. He just has to drive down I-10 for a little while.
I like the one in Orlando because it's all one level in Orlando. And it's a bigger venue.
That's already passed, though.
Well, I mean, we can aim for next year, maybe.
We'll be dead by then.
Don't jinx it.
I don't want to jinx. I'm just saying.
I'm not going to be ready for Hoodoo by August or September, whenever this is.
What do you mean you're not going to be ready? That's like 4 months away.
We don't have a sewing machine to finish it. During the move, we lost the sewing machine. So.
How do you lose a sewing machine in a move?
It didn't get taken with us. That's how stupid our daughter is. Did I say that?
I would not believe the shit I've lost in moves like my whole life. So.
You can probably get one on Amazon for $30.
Probably.
But it fell down behind the sofa.
Yeah.
Said Fanboy when he said Fanboy Expo Orlando is in September. Maybe they'll have some decent guests by then. They sure did. They went above and beyond this last year, so hopefully they will.
But remember, we looked up and there wasn't any celebrities worth seeing.
Yeah, but it's going to be a while from now. Maybe someone will show up. That I want to get Florida Man. The patches. I want the letters on my back of my jean vest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Make sure you misspell it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
So make sure you misspell it.
By the way, I found my Hoodoo coat the other day.
Yay.
It's a real long one, ankle length.
Right.
That's going to be cut into the... It's a long, regular coat, but it has to be cut where it just has the tails. I got to do it right the first time.
Hey, Gottschalk says that his wife has like 4 sewing machines in her closet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't you commission her to sew your thing?
Oh.
You could sing "If I Had a Tail."
You all lived kind of close. Yeah.
Is he in Ocala or?
I think so.
Yeah, Ocala's a few hours away, I think.
Maybe he can mail it to them.
Yeah, like Vinny and the Apple computer that weighed 8,000 pounds.
Well, Gottschalk comes to
think
Tampa
about
a few
that.
times too. Gottschalk comes to Tampa a few times too.
Yeah, maybe if you're cross paths. We really wanted you to make that. Steve, you've like 90% done with it.
Yeah, if I can find most of it.
I still got to try to figure out my gator jaw, how to get it to work right.
Yeah.
Seems like it's an impossible. It shouldn't be impossible, because my draconian, my dragon head, is heavy. I mean, that's a heavy piece, and it moves just fine with my jaw. I don't get what. Maybe it's because the gator one isn't heavy. I don't know.
So, you guys think I'm nuts for not wanting to be a fat hoodoo?
Yeah, nobody cares. Every cosplay chick is fat.
Besides, you're going to be wearing a cape and all this. You're not fat.
Yeah, I am.
You're not.
I'm chunky.
So
No,
what?
look at all the Harley Quinns that come there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, they're half naked and like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And besides, I don't have a top hat or a cape either.
Oh my gosh, you're just giving excuses.
I was trying to find where you get a hat and a cape from.
Amazon. You can buy everything from Amazon for under $20.
Yeah, but I got a weird shaped head.
Oh my gosh, you're just giving excuses.
You got a normal head, dude. All you got to do is to measure around it, just above the ears, and you can convert that circumference to hat size.
And if you get the wrong size hat,
you don't need a fancy topper like mine. Just
costume.
Orphan Pacific probably makes them.
And if it's the wrong size, you just take it to Kohl's and return it and get a new one.
You know, for Pensacon, the director at the theater was going to loan me a top hat and a magician's cape for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the costume done in time. Besides, I was worried about getting green paint all over it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why that's why you don't get a nice one. You get a cheap one.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying what's happening. That's all.
You've got 4 months to do it, so there's no reason not to have a top hat and a cane. And you're not too fat to do a hoodoo.
I could lose 10 pounds maybe by then.
If all you're worried about is 10 pounds, who cares?
Well, I'm actually worried about 40 pounds, but that's a little extreme. Oh, look at the time. I have to leave.
Yeah, we all do.
I have to call it quits. What happened to Putt?
I don't know, but for a while I was like, "Who's NW? Who's coming in?" And then I was like, "Oh, Neon Wrangler. Or he's checking out." All right. We'll see you, Putt.
I've got a pin in it here.
Thanks for hanging out, Gotch Chuck. Sort of. Thanks
Sort
for
of,
hanging out, Wendy.
Sort of. But it was fun. It was real, but it wasn't real fun.
Yeah, it was.
I had a good time. Well,
I have to go get me some coffee creamer for Aunt Bay now.
I think I'm gonna have a burrito.
Oh look!
Now we got 2 NWs.
So why do we have 2 NWs now?
I'm sorry.
One of them broke.
I knocked one off.
Oh.
On accident.
Oh yeah, see you Sunday, Wendy. Gonna have my. I don't want to forget about that. I'm showing my movie at Playhouse Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I got to go over there like Thursday morning and make sure it's gonna work. I'm always afraid that the bulb in that projector is gonna go out and he's not gonna have a spare, and we're just gonna be stuck there.
Take a spare.
I don't even know what model the projector is, and I would get a spare, but I don't want to like insult them, you know.
No.
I don't know. I'll talk to him about it. I might just bring my TV. It's like a 55-inch, which isn't much for a playhouse, but it might be good for an emergency.
Well, gentlemen, I'm calling it quits.
All right.
All right. Well, see you, fellers.
Yeah, have a good night.
I've got to too.
All right.
Yeah, what?
Bye.
Good night.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.